What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Liberal Loudmouth. And we're back again. This is my Tuesday. I know it's Wednesday, but it's my Tuesday. It's my Tuesday. Let me change my gifting goal here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome aboard the crazy train. Let me edit this shit. We're going to go with... Let's start with... You know what? Let's do some goats. I don't usually do goats. Let's do some goats. We'll do 75 goats. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Pin that bitch. All right. Now let me go in. I'm going to share this out to my peoples, which I only just recently started doing, by the way. Let's see. Lib Loudmouth. There I am. I see myself. It's disturbing. Really, it's disturbing. Okay, there's that. I'll share it with you. You get one. I don't know. I hate sharing to people like every day. I'll just share it to my groups. I don't know. I feel weird. I am live. Because I hate when people like share 12 lives with me like every day, and that's the only thing they ever say. You know, the only conversation they ever have is about their live or somebody else's live. It's maybe that's a me problem. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Good to have you. Good to have you. Time to get this party started. Motherfucker. Oh, actually, let me do this. I'm going to go in on my alt so you guys can also follow my alt in the event that both sides are frauds. Both only agree on one thing, and that's Israel. Bo Fisher, you're right about that. You are right about that. Let me request. Give me a second. I'm going to bring my own ass up here. Come on, Cletus. Now let me mute. Okay, let me make sure this is my alt. Yes, that is my alt there. If you guys want to follow my alt, you can also follow my alt. Anyway, so yeah, we're about to get started. I'm going to get started here in just a little bit. I think you guys are probably aware of the stories going around about the Somalians, you know, in Minnesota and all the bullshit that they're spewing out now. The crap, really, it's crap. You guys don't have to, please don't gift the alt. I don't have that set up. So if you want to gift, you can gift me. I'd appreciate that. I mean, I'm not going to be mad if you gift my alt. I'm just saying it's, you don't need to do that. Bo Fisher, to your point, though, I do agree that they always seem to come together on that one issue, and then turn around and, somebody had made the point earlier, in a video I saw on Twitter. They were like, 90% of our debt is probably fucking fraud. And that's probably true. It wouldn't surprise me. Like Rick Scott bilked American taxpayers out of over $1 billion. Pled the fifth like almost 100 fucking times under oath, ends up getting like $300 million bonus payout. It's like, hey, you brought us in a lot of money. And of course their settlement doesn't even cover the amount of money that they stole, but who's stopping them? And then of course Donald Trump himself is a fucking fraud. That dude, he's been frauding his whole life. Look, Eric Trump started doing charity organizations for kids with cancer, tells everybody all the golf stuff is going to get comped. Good morning, Raw. And turns out that, within a couple of years, they end up charging these charities, a couple $100,000. And Trump himself had another charity. He would take outside donors. He gave nothing to his own charity. He would take outside donors' money and then donate it to his son's charity to then pay himself at Mar-a-Lago. Guys have been doing it like forever. Using the money donated for kids with cancer. And this guy's like taking what he can. He even got pissed whenever he found out that they weren't even keeping paper trails because at the very least, they want those fucking tax write-offs. So it's like they can't even, do anything just out of the goodness of their hearts. They don't have any hearts. This guy's a fucking psycho. That's the kind of person it takes to do shit like that. My opinion. Obviously, I'm not a fucking medical professional. That's not my professional opinion. I'm looking at this piece of shit doing all these piece of shit things that piece of shits do. And that's my assessment. But like this shit with Minnesota, this is just political bullshit, I think Tim Walz made Donald Trump feel stupid. And so Donald Trump is just coming at him hard, with whatever. Because a lot of people don't realize this, but the fraud investigation that, with the feeding our future, with all the quote unquote Somalians that were involved in that was actually investigated by Joe Biden. Joe Biden's DOJ. And so, Donald Trump coming in after the investigation's done. And by the way, while that case was going on, they tried to tamper with the jury. They sent a fucking Mazda to this juror number 52's house. And inside this car is like $120,000. Of course, they got the juror dismissed, obviously. The juror, called the police and was like, hey, something ain't right here. I don't know. Somebody rolls up with a Mazda and $120,000. How many of us are going to be like, well, I don't know. I figure I would because, my luck, my ass would go to jail. But you got fraudsters like Trump, they never go to jail. Like when he admitted to guilt with his Trump Foundation shit that they were doing with the golf courses and stuff. He admitted to guilt. They don't ever go to jail. But if you didn't file your taxes right, your ass is going to jail. Void, I didn't see your request. Give me just a second. Anyway, so the whole Somalian story, and I pointed this out on another panel, Queen something's panel. It's like the lady that started that whole thing is a white lady. And even during the trial, they acknowledged she was the fucking mastermind behind this. She started this company in like 2016. And then whenever the pandemic loosened a lot of the requirements for these, for the money, she starts going to these Somali businesses. It's like, hey, if you provide these meals, I'll reimburse you for each of them. So, she's encouraging this shit. And she's the one that signed off on all of it. She didn't actually even, make the meals, but she's the one that was the gatekeeper of who got reimbursements, who didn't get reimbursements. And she's a fucking white lady, Amy Bach. Go look her up. Crazy shit, honestly. And real quick, Carrie, thank you for the goats. I appreciate that. That's pretty badass. You know what I'm saying? And Void, give me just a second. I'm going to bring you up in just a moment. Let me reset this biatch. What do we want to do? Boxing gloves. Let's do that shit. All right, we'll do 50 boxing gloves. If you guys want to support the show, please do. If we can't get the money rolling in, like I've told people before, I got to move along. It is what it is. But no, I just, these fraudsters complaining about fraud is just the height of irony. And then when you look at it, Donald Trump himself, is pardoning a bunch of fraudsters. I mean, he pardoned, I can't tell you how many fraudsters, who bilked people out of millions, and in some cases, I believe even billions. Medicaid fraud, Medicare fraud. Holy shit, did we already meet that? Carrie, thank you for the gloves. Void, welcome in.
Hey. So, first, if you're going to try and bribe me, don't get a Mazda. I mean, come on. At least a BMW or a Mercedes. I want to look flashy before going to white collar prison.
Oh, that shit was funny, man. So yeah, not only was it a fraud case, it ended up being a jury tampering case, which is I don't know which is worse. You know?
As for, Trump, he probably went to Pam Bondi. Pam, I'm afraid he said he's going to be the captain now. I'm the bigliest captain that there ever was. Get rid of them all. I will be the captain.
So, what prompted you to want to come up?
So my name on here used to be Relisa DeList, and I've always liked your live. And I saw it was a little bit barren. I was like, well, I can actually talk and not have 7 other people try and talk over me, so I can let my ego out.
That's funny. No, you were one of the only people that were like defending me in that one live the other last week or so. Those fucking asshats. That shit was crazy.
It's definitely been wild.
Yeah, I just blocked them all. Fuck those people.
I mean, I didn't have a space there to judge anyone. I wasn't around for anything, and I can only judge based on what I know of you. And you seem like a pretty chill dude to me.
Yeah, well, like yesterday, my
Time.
my prompt
I'll
was
introduce myself.
okay. Whenever I call on you, yeah, sure, that'd be great. My prompt yesterday was how to get a liberal to comply. Part of this fraud thing, whenever this first started, Minnesota Department of Education actually had raised red flags about the company that Amy Bach was running, and they ended up suing the company that Amy Bach was running, was suing, claiming racism, and because they didn't want to be called racist, they just kept approving these fucking applications that they were doing, even though there were like these massive amounts of applications for new sites to feed children with, millions of fucking, meals supposedly being fed. And I only bring that up because, like, that's what they do. That's what liberals will do. Now, I don't know that those people are liberals, but they know how liberals can be, and they don't want to be considered racist, so they will just, shut up. They will comply. They will capitulate. And the ones that don't just get shit all over. And that's what happened to me.
I hope you're not up here bad mouthing the president now.
Well, the fact that
you can keep his fucking name out your mouth. How about that?
Oh, does that upset you, Stallion?
Just don't bad mouth the president. That's all.
Donald Trump is Kankles McTaco Tits. He's an orange piece of turd.
And he's your president, so keep his fucking name out your mouth.
Is less valuable than the shit I just took like 30 minutes ago.
Keep his name out your mouth.
I took a Donald Trump and I wiped my JD Vance. Now cry about it.
Girl,
like I said, keep the president's name out your fucking mouth.
You are struggling not to laugh.
Trump. Kiss my grits.
Struggling not to laugh, girl. Come on, show us who you really are.
Anyway, what did you want to come up here for, Stallion? I know it wasn't to cry about the president.
For bad mouthing the president, and I don't agree with it. So keep his name out your mouth.
If that's the only thing you have to say,
keep his name out your mouth.
Okay, if that's the only thing that you
too.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're just if you're just gonna troll, I'll just drop you.
My grits.
Okay, get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. That's ridiculous. What the fuck? Yes, that was certainly a troll. I don't like. What do you do? Anyway, so the fact that the threat of being called a racist is like something that causes our government to pause. People leading the government. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Not the current administration. I mean, they embraced it.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, those are MAGA. They're like, we're racist and we're fucking proud of it too.
South Park got it right with the whole Kristi Noem invading heaven. If it's brown, pull it down.
Kristi Noem invading heaven?
Yeah, ICE invades heaven after someone says that Hispanics go to heaven. You see ICE SUVs and cars just suddenly driving in on a cloud, and they're wrangling up all the angels with brown skin and pulling them down.
What is that, like AI or something?
No, it was South Park.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about South Park. I did watch the one with the little wiggly worm. That was kind of funny. The season opener. Did you see that one?
I did not, but pretty wiggly worm. There's this lady on here named Maverick, and she will lose her crap on racist white people. And she goes on these super powerful tirades, but as soon as she mentions yo tiny wiggly worm, I can't help but bust out laughing. It's like, oh, you killed it.
Yeah, she's a friend of the show.
I love Maverick.
And I actually created this for her.
Oh my God.
That's the wiggly worm. I plan to at some point turn it into a plushie. And then we'll share whatever proceeds from it with her. But I've looked it up, and you have to buy like 100 of them in order to get like them at like $15 a piece, or no, $17 a piece. Otherwise, it's like $150 just to make one, which is kind of nuts.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it's like $1,500, and I'm like, I don't know 100 fucking people that are gonna buy this, so you know, I'm not gonna waste my money on it. But it's still funny either way. Yeah, no. But every time she goes up on a panel now, she gets a violation. Yeah, and it won't even like let people mod her now. So she's pretty much done with TikTok. I mean, we're coming on the end of it anyway, you know, really. Now, Rando, what's up?
What's up?
Not much.
Happy incoming New Year.
Yes, hopefully it'll be better than the last, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Donald Trump is still president, so
We shall. Well, you know, he's like turning brown. He's got like the banana brown spots, so I don't think he's got super long. I actually came up to talk to Italian the Stallion. I actually agreed with her. I think that Trump shouldn't be in anybody's mouth, specifically people like Katie Johnson, who was 13 when she was essayed, people like E. Jean Carroll, who he was civilly convicted of raping, people like Bubba from the Epstein files, who but yeah, I think Trump should not be in anybody's mouth, especially in an essay capacity, but he tends to love to do that. So, you know,
That's
here
funny.
we are.
That's funny. Fair point. Yeah, I mean, but you know, when you're a star, they let you grab them by the pussy. And that's how Trump operates, isn't it? He just does what he wants to do, and then slips by. It baffles me how he's been able to do this for so long, like without any real consequences whatsoever.
It's because MAGAs don't read. Do you know how many MAGAs I showed that Howard Stern interview where he was talking about perving on teenage girls because he owns the pageant? You get to see these beautiful young girls, and you could do it because you own the pageant. Like, and talking about how like 12 would be too young for him as far as a girl goes. Like, this is him on camera on Howard Stern. And how many of them had no idea that even existed? It's because they all watch Fox News or Truth Social or whatever outlet, and they don't read past the headline.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's that simple, you know, because I know a lot of MAGA that can read, and they're rather intelligent people, but they just, I don't know.
They got swept in the cult.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the long and short. I mean, Trump always said Trump is a Democrat, but he said if I ever ran for president, I'd run as a Republican because they're not as intelligent.
Yeah, no, it's like when people say I'm grifting. I'm like, motherfucker, if I was gonna grift, it wouldn't be off the liberals.
I'm grifting towards a revolution is where I'm grifting. Like, F the left and the right, they're all paid and funded by foreign lobbies, and none of them have anybody's best interest. We have big pharma PACs running. We pay what, like $1,000 for insulin right now? for a patent that was developed 20 years ago, has had no major changes. A patent
you sold it for $1 on the hopes
the guy
that it
who
would be.
invented it sold it to Toronto for $1. And Toronto went and sold it to not Johnson and Johnson, one of the other one. It might have been Johnson's. I can't remember off the top of my head, but even the developments on the patent that have happened, the one that we currently use is almost 20 years old. There's no R&D going into it. It shouldn't be $1,000. But what we do as the US is we fund the R&D on these rugs. We develop them, we create the rugs, and then we sell those patents to other countries who then manufacture them and then sell them back to us at triple the price that they would in other countries. So
oftentimes tenfold.
Yeah, it's Citizens United needs to be abolished, period. Like you can't convince me otherwise. Like money should not be free speech, and it should definitely not be free speech in politics.
Well, in order to do it, really, you're going to have to amend the Constitution, because when you look at the actual logic of the argument that they made, it actually makes sense that if somebody else wants to support somebody by taking out an ad in the paper, why are they not allowed to do that? Right. That's essentially the crux of that argument, was if another entity supports this person and they want to use their money to, fund it without colluding with the campaign, that they should be allowed to do it. And that makes sense. So you're really going to have to amend the Constitution to make sure it doesn't happen again.
I've got a twofold idea. One, we bring back France 1786, the Bastille, and then we start our own PAC called Nubile Women for Change. And I use that very ironically, given the letter from the E-Man. And any politician found even remotely guilty of those types of crimes gets dragged through the mud.
No, I'm not sure I follow.
So the letter from the E-Man to Nasher, he refers to their love of young nubile women.
Mm-hmm.
I think nubile is the word of the year. And I think there should be a political action committee called Nubile Women for Change. It's taking the words of the predator and turning it against them.
I see. Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, we know what the guy did to these people, and they still voted for him. So, what does that say about this country? Are we really are we just filled with a bunch of shit suckers?
Unfortunately, people in America are comfortable enjoying a comfortable life off the oppression and the backs of others. It's historically what our country was built on. And we look at what's happening in Israel with Palestine. I know, I love that topic. It's very near and dear to my heart. But we are okay. A lot of people are okay, and they moral launder this all this money that's going towards this G-side off the fact, oh, well, look at what Israel does to us. They give us all this tech and spyware, these medical advancements that we pay for. And, they help us. They're our ally. They give us all this information, except for in September of 2001. And they are comfortable doing that because they say, well, they're our greatest ally and this relationship benefits Americans. And so they're okay with funding that, and they're okay with their tax dollars going to that because it's not oppressing them. And it's like that quote, first they came for the communists, but I was not a communist, so I did not speak out. Then they came for, the leftists, but I was not a leftist, so I did not speak out. And then they came for me, and there's nobody left to speak out.
Yeah. Right, but what does it say about the country? Like the people in this country, there's something wrong with us. Is there not?
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly believe America is a complete psyop. We're unlike any other country in the world. We are really the only capitalist country. We have such a weird culture. And yes, it's like from a melting pot of immigrants.
We get it. You hate America.
I currently hate America. Yeah, I hate who's in charge. I don't hate Americans.
Who said that?
Miller. I don't hate Americans, but I don't like that our country was built off settler colonialism. I don't like that we play world police. I don't like that we send all our money to Israel when we have veterans that are homeless and children that are hungry in our streets. I mean, if that makes me like whatever label you want to put on me, I'm okay with that.
Well, Harris wanted to send money to Taiwan.
You missed the part where I said F the left and F the right and get rid of all of them. I'm not a leftist, sir. I'm an independent, free thinker. I'm actually a registered Republican because in my state, you have to be registered to one or the other to vote in the primary, and I would rather have a say in the Republican candidate for the primary so I can choose the less crazy of the two. But that's just my personal voting opinion. In the last election, I voted third party because I can't stomach voting for Kamala when she's a proclaimed Zionist, everything that she's done with foreign policy. Like, I don't support it. And I'm sick of this pick the lesser of two evils logic when we shouldn't be picking any evil.
Were you a Bernie supporter by chance?
I was.
No.
I think he's the closest thing we've had to like semi-independent, although I don't love that like he just recently like finally used the G word and said it was a G side. He's been denying it for 2 years, but
who said it was a G side? Who?
Bernie finally came out and
yeah. Yeah, well, Miller, I assume you're a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
So, like, do you not see what, Rando is saying, that like we're all kind of getting fucked here, man?
I love Israel.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, that makes you like me not like you for two reasons.
I don't know what that has to do with what I said, but
well, if you don't like Israel, you're an anti-Semite and a Hitler lover.
That's not true.
Okay, so you can't say that name, Shitler. Use Shitler, please. And
I don't support the political ideology of Zionism.
We're not talking about shit rail right now. If you'd like to, I'm sure we can get there. I do have an interesting thing. If you guys would like to talk about shit reel, would you like to talk about shit reel for a moment?
I always like to bash is not real.
Well, let me just go through something and show you what this terrorist organization does. All right, let me pull this up for you real quick. Because I don't know about you, Miller, but if you use a vehicle to run a boom boom into the middle of a town, that's like terrorist type shit, right? Check this out. Let me pull it up.
I mean, Israel's not perfect, but I still support them as the only Jewish state.
Not the only Jewish
state. Look, Jewish people exist across the entire globe, man.
Yeah, there's also the Russian autonomous Jewish state in the Russian Oblast, so it's not the only Jewish state.
So let's just go through this real quick. It's just an interesting post by Reuters. Let's see. We'll just in the weeks before a ceasefire began in October, Israel's final offensive wreaked devastation on a city battered by 2 years of conflict. Thousands of homes destroyed, including tower blocks brought down with airstrikes. Other buildings were brought down with a crude new weapon developed during the war. Anatomy of destruction. In the weeks before, Israeli troops pushed towards the center of Gaza City with these powerful boom booms, along with airstrikes, and armored plated bulldozer leveled swaths of buildings. Drone footage and satellite images show. So we can just show. You can see here now. I think we'll get to the yeah. So right here. 7 Gaza City residents said their homes or those of their neighbors were leveled or severely damaged by the explosions, which several likened to an earthquake. Analysis of Reuters footage by 2 of the military experts confirmed wreckage of at least 2 exploded APCs among the rubble at sites in Gaza City. 1 to 3 tons of ordnance packed in APCs, 3 military experts estimated, based on cabin space and wreckage of vehicle armor. Ordnance is likely non-military ammonium nitrate or emulsion though inconclusive without chemical testing, they said. Multi-ton explosion could approach an equivalent to Israel's largest air boom boom. A small charge likely initiates the main explosive load. The aluminum body of the vehicle expands and bulges. The hull bursts, sending high-velocity fragments of armor, bolts, and hatches in a 100 to 300 meter radius. Visual evidence in the experts' calculation exists. Close by windows, exterior walls, and buildings' columns break. Concrete, rubble, and iron rods could be thrown 500 to 1,000 meters from the explosion. Such a blast wave would force floors upwards from the ground as it progresses, the experts said. The wave would surround the structure, putting pressure on the roof and all sides, leading to potential collapse of the building. And then down here, we'll get to a very interesting, I may have to refresh some of this. Hold on, because I was watching it earlier. Yeah, here we go. I mean, just look at this building. Gone. You see the building on the right? Gone. Building on the left? Gone. This is between October and September 2025. Just look at this shit. Look at what they are doing. This is right before this fucking quote-unquote ceasefire. Just look at that. There's Hamas is everywhere. The Hamas is everywhere. I'm sorry, but these are terrorists, man. So if you support that, there's something wrong with you, sir. Did he already leave?
Yeah, he ran.
Yeah, of course he did.
I mean, you want to look at the numbers, you can talk about 90,000 people confirmed unalive, thousands, maybe tens of thousands still under the rubble. You can look at the IDF's confirmed 83% civilian casualty rate. You can look at 20,000 children unalive in Gaza in the past 2 years. That in all of the wars since World War I combined, you can look at the largest cohort of every violation of the Geneva Convention, all the articles. It's gross, and anybody who supports that is gross.
Of course, but you have to understand one thing. If you don't understand this thing, then the whole debate is superfluous. Who owns Meta? Who owns
Mark Zuckerberg?
Google? Who owns these big corporations? Who owns the Daily Wire? Who owns
Okay, make your point.
Universe?
You can go through every corporation. Make your point.
Shapiro.
Okay. So who owns ChatGPT? That's the funniest part.
Altman.
Look it up for yourself. Look it up for yourself.
He's going to say Jews.
No, I'm not going to say Jews. It's an evident fact. It's just a fact. Now that they're claiming and then ganging up on each other and having a cabal, I don't think that is the case. But which is evident is that 15 million people around the globe control almost, I think, even over 60 to 70% of all industries within the United States. 100%. 100%. And if you want to disprove me, go ahead and do it. Go ahead, do it.
Bro, you just talked a whole lot and didn't say shit.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree. Well, no, Donovan's not wrong. You didn't actually make really a point. You were making vague, like, assertions, and I think I know what you're trying to say, and I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Example.
But
oh god,
bro,
what
you just
the Murdochs. How about this? The Murdochs, they're not Jewish. They're Israeli. They're pro-Israeli, 100%, right? And they own Fox News. And they own Fox News.
So did you know, Azula, that there are more Christian Zionists in the
Rando, you cut out. You cut out.
These people are the biggest sellouts.
I said that there are more Christian Zionists in the state of Texas than there are Jewish Zionists around the world. This is not a religious thing. There's nothing. There's a big. So there is a.
No, it is.
There's a big problem.
It isn't.
With J supremacy and ideology, but it's not. They're not in.
Okay, Rando, you keep cutting out.
Can exist. They're mutually exclusive of each other.
Can I say something real quick? I don't think it's the religion thing that's bad. I think bad people are bad without even religion. You could take religion out of it, and bad people will still be bad.
Well, sure, but there's supremacy here, and you can look at their book, and it says that they're special.
Yep, I agree.
Okay,
so it says
from a religious perspective, but
No,
my opinion is that a bunch of white people latched onto somebody's religion because it gave them the ability to say, well, you can't say anything bad about what I'm doing, which is bad, because if you do, then I get to call you a bigot. And so they use that as a shield.
Exactly.
Just in the same way that the quote unquote Somalians in Minnesota used racism. Well, if you do this, if you stop approving our applications, we're going to call you a racist. It's the same goddamn thing.
But this is the same argument that I heard when when people were bashing on Islam, and the people are now bashing on Christianity. People are bashing on Jews. Again, there's people in those religions.
It says it in their book that they're superior.
It doesn't.
Literally says it in their book they're the chosen.
It doesn't. So what it says is they were.
It does.
Open up the Talmud and look it up. Look it up.
So,
no thanks.
Educate yourself.
Not every Jewish person follows the Talmud, which is basically like Rabbi read it. But what it says, what the ideology is.
You're diverting from the subject.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Rabbi read it. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
It's
That's
the Mishnah
fucking funny.
with a bunch of rabbis talking about
fucking
interpretation.
That is
what
hilarious.
So when you look at
hold on. That's fucking hilarious. I've never heard that. Thank you. That's a good one. Okay, go ahead.
But wait, host.
Hang on. Let me just get my sentence out, and then I'll be super quick. So the ideology of the chosen people was that they were chosen to maintain the covenant of God and to spread the word and to show people they were chosen, not that they are special, that they were chosen specifically to carry the covenant of the word of God and show people what it was like to live truly religious. And that's actually why they were thrown out, is because they broke that covenant and they were doing things that they shouldn't have. So if you look up the ideology of the Torah specifically, it's that the Jews were chosen to spread the word of God. And they broke that covenant. It's not that they're special. They use this. I'm not saying that they don't use this.
They use it, you see. So 15 million people use it.
Right, but Zionists use it too. Christian Zionists use
it. Yes, they use it too. They're paid actors. Of course,
hey, Misty.
Do that.
But again, I think there's bad apples, but I don't think the whole basket is bad. If that makes sense.
Of course not.
Bad if they follow a book.
Of course they're not all bad, but why in the fuck? Look, anytime somebody is talking, pretty much at no point are they ever saying an absolution, right? They're not making absolute statements. It's like all of these people, they don't literally mean all of these people. I don't know why we always do that, where we're like, you need to add the qualifier, but it's not every single person. There was one person that didn't do that, so the
reason I said that is because you had an individual say, again, I'm not Jewish. I'm not Jewish, but we had an individual come up and list all the CEOs of top companies and claim that they had an ulterior agenda hold on. Let me finish. Without providing proof and simply basing it on the religion.
No, I'm not basing it on the religion. I said it was 15 million people. Let me clarify this so you don't get confused. There are 15 million people. All these influential social media platforms, as well as what I guess media in general, are predominantly overrepresented by the Jewish people. Now, I don't think that is necessarily a bad thing. What I do think is a bad thing is the whole thing Israel hype. And I know by statistics,
thank you.
70% of Jews.
Thank you, APAC. Holy shit.
Support Israel. And that's just
he hooked it up. Look at that.
Wow, what the nice. Bro. Dude, thank you.
WAPAC. Hey, I have a joke.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. I was like, I remember that name. Who is this?
I was like, God darn it, APAC's in here bribing another leader.
I just want to say, APAC has single-handedly gotten me halfway to my goal for the day.
That's awesome.
So, we're halfway there.
Or not?
Yeah, he must own one of the banks, right, my guy? Yeah, it's horrible.
I don't know. Is he a foreign lobby or not?
Oh, he's a foreign lobbyist. Yeah, that's adorable. Hey,
He's registered under FARA APAC.
Okay,
what does Mahmoud Abbas and Fred Flintstone have in common?
Let's hear it.
When they look out the window, they both see rubble.
Date.
That's fucked up, Donovan. That's pretty funny.
But no, I'm saying, like, I don't agree with what's happening in Palestine and Israel, but at the same time, I think we could understand that it's not all Jews that are doing this. It's a group of people, and mainly the government. Mainly the government that should be held responsible.
To do with being Jewish. It has everything to do with trying to control the region.
Oh, that's for sure.
This is political. This is not religious. And anybody who believes this is a religious, we're going to that's you're kidding yourself.
What? This whole conflict is religious. You're trying to say it's not?
This whole conflict is about power in the region. This is not about Jews against anybody.
And its genesis is religious.
Always been about.
Do you know the significance of the Alaska Mosque?
The Alaska Mosque?
Alaska Mosque, the one that's built on the Temple Mount. Do you know its significance?
The last stop after Mecca, right? It's the end.
Right. When Muhammad unalived, he instructed his faithful to say that his spirit approached that mosque and ascended it to heaven over it, not because it was true, but because he wanted to continue the conflict with the Jews in perpetuity. That is how hateful he was.
Wow. Thank you, APAC.
Yeah.
So,
did you guys know that?
So your contention is that Israel does this because somebody built a mosque on top of a temple?
No, what I'm saying is that when he unalived, he had already conquered Jerusalem, and he wanted to make sure that continued. So he instructed the faithful to understand that above that mosque is where he ascended into heaven. That is the significance of that mosque.
Okay, and what does it have to do with like what's going on right now?
Well, he hated him. I mean, when he originally
he hated who? Who is he? And who is
Muhammad hated the Jews.
What? Okay. No, this guy's trolling. I mean,
no, I'm absolutely not trolling. The first city he went to when he had his revelation is Medina. At the time, Medina was a Jewish trading outpost, and he approached the leaders and said that he was a prophet, and they excoriated and admonished him and cast him out. This is why Islam looks so similar to the Jewish religion. This is why it's one of the great religions of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob. But they're Hagarites. They're not. I mean, the fact that they rejected him is what caused the hate for the Jews in the heart of Muhammad.
You ever heard of the Constitution of Medina? Can you explain that one?
No, go ahead.
Where they said that Jewish people and Muslims should live together under one roof.
That'd be nice. Peace. That would be wonderful.
So, I mean, it just rebuts all of what you're saying, though. This claim that Muhammad hated Jewish people, like it's, yeah. I mean,
what you're saying is rebutted in the Quran. Yeah. What are you even talking about?
Yeah, they actually lived in relative peace prior to this.
They lived in relative peace in Palestine before the League of Nations was involved.
Yeah, in Jewish-controlled areas, Muslims can live. There's Muslims on the Knesset.
But
how many Jews are in Syria?
Palestine when the League of Nations.
How many Jews are in Iran?
Donovan,
how many Jews are in Iraq?
Donovan, I got a question for you. Where did you get the narrative? I'm trying to figure out what book, what source did you get the narrative from?
I've aggregated the data over decades.
No, you got to point me towards it so I could go look it up. I'm not asking you to look it up. I'm saying I want to look it up because I like to read and I like to study history.
I'm 45 years old. I've collected quite a bit of information in that time. Well, you're more than welcome to look.
You're 45 years old. Are you believing these thoughts that you're a paid actor? That's
what I mean, who pays me?
I'm not calling him a paid actress. I'm saying if it's aggregated, your data could be aggregated incorrectly as well. If you can't source one source that you could back that up with, that I could go look up.
What of what I said do you object to?
That Muhammad hated Jews.
Really?
That Muhammad hated
that's
Jews.
Your objection? You don't think that?
I'm asking you where
you don't think that Muslims hate Jews? Okay. I'll certainly source that for you.
Why do you think that Muslims hate Jewish people?
Have you ever seen that famous video from the UN where one of the Jewish diplomats asks all the Muslim countries, he outlines all the Muslim countries where Jews used to live 50, 60 years ago and how there's none left in any of those places?
That has nothing to do with Muslims hating Jewish people.
Oh, it's just a coincidence that they unalived them and kicked them out of their countries, right?
It's just a coincidence that Israel has found itself in all of these Muslim nations and stoked some kind of civil war like Nigeria, what we're seeing going on right now. That's because of Israel. Israel went in there and purposely did this back in, I think, the 60s. Nadine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe in the 80s, where they went in there and promoted the South against the North. They've been doing this shit fucking forever, bro. So whenever Israel is going through and doing this, and the people leading Israel, it has nothing to do with the fucking religion. This is a political ideology. This is Zionism, wanting some kind of fucking supremacy over that entire goddamn region. And they go into all of these fucking Muslim countries, and you wonder why they might not be liked?
Do you know why they do this? Things like the Beltran Road Initiative, the IMEC corridor, the Ben Gvir Canal, the minerals, the oil, the resources, the natural gas. All of the powers that be are pulling the strings on what is clearly, to anybody who can look at this, not a religious war. But what they're doing is they're masking what they're doing with religion. They're making Jewish people targets by saying, oh, we're doing this. We're the Jewish state. It's the name of the Jewish people. It's our land. And they're also stoking the flames of Christian Zionists with the if you bless Israel, God will bless you. The powers that be are interested in
Quran 9:29. This verse commands fighting against, quote, the people of the book, a term used for Jews and Christians who do not accept the religion of truth until they pay the jizya with willing submission, which has granted them protected status or dhimmi.
Do you pay taxes in the United States, Donovan?
I don't pay taxes because I'm Jewish or Christian or whatever. The jizya commands people who are not Jesus Christ.
Donovan. Jizya was less than what everybody else was paying on the land.
So it's okay to make someone pay a tax because they're not
Everybody
Muslim.
paid taxes, and the Jews paid less. Jizya was less, my guy.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with dhimmi being less than or second-class citizens within those countries. It has nothing to do with it, right?
What happens if they refuse? What happens if they refuse to pay the jizya? What happens? You're not listening. You're just spouting anti-Islamic ideology.
You asked me to support something I just did, and you're talking over the answer.
Okay, so I don't know. Okay, hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so what were you quoting exactly, Donovan?
Quoting the Quran, Surah 9:29. The verse commands fighting against, quote, the people of the book, a term used for Jews and Christians who do not accept the religion of truth until they pay the jizya, a tax, with willing submission, which granted them protected status or status of dhimmi. And if they didn't pay the tax, what would happen to them?
And then
what is that?
They would unalive them.
What are you saying? What is that
I'm
saying?
articulating another example of where Islam hates Jews.
No, okay, read that again because that's not what I got from that.
Quran 9:29. This verse commands fighting against, quote, people of the book, a term used for Jews and Christians who did not accept the, quote, religion of truth.
Slow down, because I can't. Look, you're reading too goddamn fast.
It's fine. Quran 9:29. This verse commands.
Quran 9:29?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to look this up.
Sure.
It up too
I just did on Quran.com. That's not what it says.
Yeah, that's not what it says.
So, well, what is your contention that it says what? That if you don't believe in a religion that you're going to be taxed?
That all non-Muslims in Muslim areas have to pay the jizya, which is a tax.
Can you pull up the exact?
It's a blood tax. If they don't pay the jizya, they are unalived.
Can you pull up the exact words from the Quran, Surah 9?
Jesus Christ.
9?
So so this always turns into Jesus.
No, just look it up. You mentioned it. I'm saying look it up.
Right, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter what I support. It doesn't matter what I prove. You still don't believe it.
I'm saying you
still try and
Surah
wiggle
9
out
of
the
9,
truth.
and I'm saying look at it and read the words that it says. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what the point that I was trying to
to
make
people who
too,
don't
well,
believe in it.
when he jumped in, was that everybody pays taxes. We pay taxes, and jizya is actually less tax than everybody else paid. So the Jews had less tax to pay.
Yes,
I
the,
just
the
don't
people of
understand
the book,
what he's trying to
because
make.
they
What's the
are
point?
favored by Muhammad, pay less taxes than non-believers.
And also, Donovan, unless you like read the before and after, you're giving us a verse out of context. I looked up 929. What is the book within the Quran? Because the one I saw wasn't that. I don't think you understand enough of that book.
Oh, I don't. All
you
right.
Googled,
How about
hey,
Shira Bukhari,
show me a bad part in the Quran.
177. You could also look at the Shia Bukhari 452 156.
Okay, well let me do something for you. Let me do something for you just to make a point because of how ridiculous you actually sound right now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is from the Bible. Okay, I'm gonna read this from the Bible. Right here. Let's see, 13:6. If your very own brother or your son or daughter or the wife you love or your closest friend secretly entices you, saying, "Let us go and worship other gods," gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods of the peoples around you, whether near or far from one end of the land to the other, do not yield to them or listen to them. Show them no pity. Do not spare them or shield them. You must certainly put them to death. Your hand must be the first in putting them to death, and then the hands of all the people. Stone them to death because they tried to turn you away from the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. Then all Israel will hear and be afraid, and no one among you will do such an evil thing again. Now, what? Oh, the Quran says you got to pay a tax. The Bible says you got to fucking kill them. Bro.
Is that the Old Testament?
Yes. And who are we talking about right now, Donovan?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Who are we talking about right now? Who are we talking about, Donovan? Who are we talking about, Donovan?
Yeah, let me know when you're done.
Who are the two groups that we're talking about?
3 groups, Christians, Jews, and
No,
Muslims.
we were talking about Israel. We were talking about Jewish people and Muslims.
Yeah, Old
that's
Testament's
literally
Jews,
who we're
guy.
talking about.
Jesus
and guess what the Old Testament is?
A new covenant. You may have heard that before.
Guess what the Old Testament is? Guess who believes that?
It's
only that.
Yeah,
correct.
It's
the Tanakh. The Torah is only the first 5 books. The Tanakh is the rest of it. Cool. That is it. The Jewish people believe that. Christians, we weren't talking about Christians. We were talking about Israelis and Jewish people and Muslims. That's what you brought up. So when I read from the goddamn Old Testament, Donovan, you don't get to turn around and say, but that's the Old Testament because this is what
Christians
they believe.
Don't follow the Old Testament. So
we're not talking about Christians, Donovan.
I am.
No,
so we're not.
Me to
read
no, you weren't.
To read directly from the Quran?
No, you weren't talking about Christians.
Do you want me to read directly from the Quran?
You were talking about Jewish people and Muslims. You said Muslims hate Jewish people.
Correct.
Did you not say that? And then right after you said that, you read a passage from the fucking Quran. I then read a passage from the Jewish fucking Bible. And you're like, well I'm talking about Christians.
Allow me to report, quote, this is right out of the Quran. Allah's messenger said, the hour will not be established until you fight with the Jews, and the stone behind with the Jew will be hiding. Say, O Muslim, there is a Jew hiding behind me, so kill him. Shira Bukhari 452 177.
Shira Bukhari, is that the Quran, sir?
It's a hadith.
Oh, it's a hadith. So it's not part of the Quran.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And so that's
why we couldn't find it.
I think, you know, what's really interesting, Tim, is if you go back to his 929 that he was reading, read 928. What did 928 say? It's about pagans.
Are you talking about Deuteronomy?
No, I'm talking about the Quran 920. He read 929. Now I say read 928. Because we're talking about pagans. You're talking about anybody who doesn't believe what Muslims believe have to pay a tax. But the Jews and the Christians had to pay less of a tax than the pagans. Come on, man. Don't pick and choose what you're reading. If you're going to read it, read the whole damn thing.
No,
yeah, everybody paid taxes.
The idea that I'm
hearing
leftists are saying that Muslims don't hate Jews and Christians is hilarious.
So zakat was the Muslim tax. It was about 2.5% of wealth. And the jizya was for non-Muslims. It was typically levied on adult able-bodied males. And it also exempted them from military service. So it was also tiered, by the way. So poor, elderly, women, children, disabled, they were often exempt from even having to pay the jizya. And then the wealthy non-Muslims would pay more because it was structured. But overall, jizya was less than zakat. And everybody pays taxes in the land that they live in. We pay taxes in America. Everybody pays taxes.
How is discriminating or hating someone based on the religion any different than hating or discriminating on someone based on the skin color?
It's not.
So you're just hating right now on Muslims.
It's both
and
bigotry.
Jews.
No, I'm not hating anyone. What I'm doing is pointing out facts that you guys, for some reason, want to deny.
I can't find the facts that you were talking about because I looked it up.
At this point, and again, to say that the Muslims don't hate the Jews is kind of ridiculously hilarious.
Do you think?
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so
it's almost
again,
like saying
I
putting a
just
sundress on a man makes him a woman. It's
I just read a
divorced from
passage.
reality.
I just read a passage in the religious text of Jewish people that says that if they don't believe in God, that you should kill them.
I mean, are you guys?
I literally just read
they're
that.
fine with LGBTQ, like they don't murder them at every opportunity.
They don't. I actually know.
Well, do you believe?
You guys
do you believe in?
absolutely...
Do you believe in trans rights, Donovan?
I do.
You do?
Well, so long as they're not trying to get into women's sports.
Wait.
Yeah.
So you don't believe in trans rights?
No, I absolutely do. I absolutely do.
Trans people don't have a right to play sports?
Well, men don't have a right to be in women's spaces.
What about in Israel? Do they allow trans people to play sports in Israel?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Allow gay people to get married in Israel. You have to get married outside of Israel and have your certificate imported in.
Okay, but they do recognize gay marriage, right?
As long as it wasn't done in Israel.
Oh, so that's a yes. Interesting that you needed to add more words there.
Well, it is an important clarification. If I live in Israel and I'm a citizen of Israel and I fall in love with a female Israeli, we need to leave the country.
Do they throw them off buildings
married.
or chop off their heads?
That's literally not true. It's just propaganda.
Oh, okay.
Prove it. Bring up a source.
That they throw them off buildings?
Bring up a source.
Bring a source. Show a source.
Okay, so the point of me reading from the Bible, Donovan, is to show how ridiculous these old ancient goddamn texts are. And that's what this is. It's just ridiculous shit that they wrote a long fucking time ago, and for some reason people keep going back to it and believing that it's fucking real. So there is just as much bullshit from this Bible as there is in the Quran, as there is in any other fucking religious text from back in that day. It's stupid to even use that as an argument. What we're seeing right now, however, is a very clear hatred of other people and a belief in supremacy of themselves coming from the nation of Israel. Now, it doesn't even have anything to do with Judaism as far as I can tell, because you've got these rich white fucking people who have co-opted this religion and or trying to claim that they're somehow ethnically Jewish. How the fuck that works, I don't know. But they did it. And so now you can't even point out the fact that they run a lot of these companies. They do run banks, these Zionist pukes, and they use that to further the means of Israel to perpetuate this supremacy.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible. Is NBC News an acceptable source? Wonderful.
For what?
For anything. February 15, 2015, the article titled, ISIS hurls gay men off a building, stones them. ISIS has released images that appear to show
ignore everything that I just said
and then stoned to death. Part of the militants
profess
mission to track down on sexual deviants. This horrific execution tactic is the latest in a string of brutal punishment methods appealed by ISIS under its strict interpretation of Islamic law or Sharia law. From crucifying Christians to stoning alleged adulterers and flogging young men for drinking.
Donovan, you realize that Sharia law is a cultural thing, right?
Yes, springs from Islam.
No, that is an interpretation. That is an interpretation of it, and you do understand that people interpret the Bible and or religious text in different ways, right?
I think it's interesting that you're equivocating what's actually happening with an obscure passage in the Old Testament. I think that's kind of funny.
an obscure well, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, an obscure passage in the Old Testament. Well, no, because
no, you literally read
most
from
of the Muslim
an
world
old
still follows the Hadith and the Quran,
and you're telling me that Jewish people don't. Jewish people don't.
Which Christian
do Jewish people do Jewish people not?
The Old Testament.
Do Jewish people not? We're not talking about Christians. Donovan, you keep going to Christians whenever it's convenient to you, but we're not talking about Christians. I don't give a shit about Christians. We're talking about Israelis and or Jewish people, and we're talking about Muslims. Your argument, not even mine. You're the one that started this whole thing.
Right.
So stop
Muslims
going to Christians. I don't care.
With unaliving Jews.
What? You mean the
Muslims are obsessed with unaliving
Look at
Jews.
how many people Israel has unalived, and you tell me.
Yeah, no, I'm aware because this is a war of religions.
No,
so the
it's
passage
not.
Someone up here a moment ago tried to say that it wasn't.
It isn't.
It
isn't. It isn't.
The passage that
This is a
the
political.
We're a power and control of the region.
It's not a war.
Yeah, they need that little strip of land there.
No, they don't want just that
it's not
little
like
strip
that
of
one
land,
Jewish
Donovan.
nation is
The
surrounded by
point,
Muslim
Donovan,
countries.
is that they want
and
more
they're
than that little strip of land.
itching to
They
unalive
want
them. All right, so here's the fact.
Israel.
Let's get a summary here. The fact is that right now Palestine is just a
Okay. The fact is that
Israel.
The fact is that you keep talking. You will talk over people. Stop doing that. Okay. I want you to finish what you're going to say, but after that, you're going to let somebody else talk, and you're not going to interrupt them. This isn't your show.
No
it's
problem.
not the Donovan show. So just make your statement and stop doing that.
Roger that. The fact is that Palestine is a neighborhood inside of Israel, and it's about to get gentrified, and they earned every bit of that.
Wait,
Well,
what did he say?
Palestine
Somebody's
is a
getting
strip of
gentrified?
land. Yeah, and they're just going to get gentrified.
It's a neighborhood that's gonna get gentrified.
Liberal.
It's that supremacy.
Liberal,
That's supremacy.
so Eucalyptus in the queue is a Palestinian. DJK is also Palestinian. Both are Muslim. If we're gonna have this conversation, I think it may be beneficial to bring an actual Palestinian.
Okay. All right.
Tim, Tim, the problem is this, that we are going to consider that this is not a religious, because it's not religious. This is about power. And if you look at what the Zionist goal is, it is not even just Israel as it is now. It is not all of Palestine. It is biblical Israel, which extends far into the Middle East. And that's why it's political. They have to first get the Palestinians gone. And they've been trying to ethnically cleanse their stolen land since they took it. And they're going to continue to take it until somebody stands up to them. And the world is, and we don't get to see that because we don't get international news here. I mean, shit, we don't even get real news in our country anymore from the news agencies.
What's up,
So-
What's up? I'm doing a little house cleaning. If you got dropped, no worries. You can come back up here in a minute. Okay, so we got some people. Nadine, finish what you were saying.
I think to say that this is not a political situation is absolutely absurd and ignorant and foolish. It just shows that you do not have an understanding of the politics on the ground and what has been happening since the Nakba.
What is Black September?
Okay. Eucalyptus and DJK, welcome in. Now, well, actually, APAC, you've been here for a while. You haven't actually said anything. Did you want to weigh in on this, or is this not your bag?
No, I definitely want to weigh on this. I appreciate the opportunity. So, look, I'm just a little background on me, Donovan. You know, I'm Christian. I'm conservative. I'm someone who did vote for Trump, and I was probably one of like the harshest or fiercest like defenders of Israel, because I thought that it was, you know, it's biblical, you know, defend Israel. And then I read some more. I'm like, you know what? Israel doesn't mean the government, right? You could be critical of a government. You can hold a government accountable. Israel is the people. So, and as you can imagine, you may have, you know, some on the panel that may, you know, disagree, and that's fine. But that's currently where I'm at. And I just wanted to make this claim. I mean, you're talking about Muslims, and you're talking about how they may have a capacity for, you know, to harm. And if you look at the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, those books, in essence, they're about taking a mirror to man's identity and exposing our capacity for being cruel, for being hypocritical, for being self-deceptive, right? So they're books designed as a form of governance. So that's why you don't have a day-to-day Muslim or day-to-day down the block trying to seek to cause harm towards another person. And I think the best thing to do, instead of just trying to find fault in a religion itself, which is supposed to be a form of governance, it's to say, look, I'm going to help these individuals become better people, a better version of themselves, because I'm going to love thy neighbor and I'm going to fear God, which is, if you are a Christian, I'm not sure if you are, you kind of have that inclination. That's what you should aspire to do. So I'm very critical of what Israel is doing, and I'm landing my plane here because what they have done to Gaza has just been inhumane, and it is.
What is Black September?
That has nothing to do with my point.
And yet you won't answer.
Donovan he's not paying attention.
But if Donovan wants to talk about all of these attacks, let's talk about all of the attacks that Christians have committed, right? The millions of people that Christians have unalived, with all of these baseless wars. Let's talk about the Bolsheviks, where the Jewish people have unalived millions and millions of Christians as well. It's kind of funny, Donovan, how you want to come up here and just even cherry pick things or talk things out of your ass because you have no idea what you're saying. But I know Eucalyptus got up here before me. I'll let Eucalyptus go, and then I'll go after Eucalyptus if that's okay, Liberal.
You could answer the question if you like.
Nobody gives a shit. Do you know what the Nakba is? Do you know what the Nakba is, Donovan?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Look, your stupid questions don't really matter.
No.
Listen, what you've done this whole time is every time that a point is made, you go back to, well, I'm talking about Christians, even though you were literally talking about, Jewish people
Islam.
and Muslim people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then whenever the point, just you get destroyed by a point, you're like, but I'm talking about Christians.
No, that's
fucking weird.
Liberal.
As a matter of fact,
that's literally what you did, Donovan. You did it multiple times.
Is what you
so
did.
Donovan, hold on.
Which is what
Donovan.
Jewish people believe, isn't it?
Okay.
Isn't it?
So
isn't that their religious text, Donovan?
That is. Yes.
Okay.
It is.
And who were we talking about this whole time? We were talking about
Islam.
Muslims and
Jewish
people.
Yes.
So quick.
Totally. Which is why Palestine is a neighborhood that's about to be
Donovan,
Eucalyptus.
Hold on 1 second. Eucalyptus, do you want to go further, or should I go first? Bro?
Eucalyptus, go ahead.
Go ahead, DJK. Enjoy. I'll be right up right after you.
All right. So there was just a couple of things that I've heard, right? I heard some crazy claims. He was talking about ISIS. And it's funny because he refuses to acknowledge who created this group and who funded this group.
The Jews, right?
It was the USA. It was also the USA. The USA are the ones that created them. Let's also not forget, right, that when they do get hurt, when these ISIS fighters get hurt, they actually go and seek treatment and medical attention inside of Israel. I believe it's at the Socorro Hospital and even at different hospitals, right? More recently, we've seen that Netanyahu came out and actually admitted, right, to arming and funding these ISIS gangs that were placed inside of Gaza. So it's funny that you want to talk about ISIS, but you refuse to acknowledge that they are funded and armed by Israel currently. That's one, right? It's also insane to me, right, Donovan, that you wanted to come up here and make claims about, Muslims or Palestinians throwing, gay people
off buildings.
Yeah, I heard you. Thank you. And if you could bring that up for me, that would be amazing, because there's actually one that was unalived, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they were of that community. And on top of that, right, you wanted to say something about women's rights, right? How Muslims don't give women their rights and so on.
Yeah, they're chattel.
Hold on. So, Liberal, if you can, bro, can you pull it up in women's rights on a sharp decline in Israel? Women's rights on a sharp decline in Israel. It's going to come up from CNN amongst many other sources. So we're seeing currently, this is a fairly new article. Do you see that, Liberal, by any chance? I figure I can pull it up, but I figure it's easier for you since you have the screen.
What article specifically are you talking
it's
about?
CNN. It's called Women's Rights
I got
on a Sharp Decline in Israel.
And if you look at the Old Testament, I mean, it does not treat women with any kind of respect whatsoever. So
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Duke, if you want to jump in, bro. But there's another article after.
Here, I've got it.
The prayer of dawn actually says, this is the opening prayer that Jewish men start the day with, or the opening prayer that they state at the wall, what they call the temple, which we know is actually a Roman castle. There's no evidence that it was ever a Jewish temple. Is thank you, God, for not making me a woman.
Yep.
Yeah, so was there something in particular from this article you wanted me to cover, or just the title itself?
You can go if you want to go through, but you actually have to. There's a paywall.
Motherfucking
it's
shit.
okay. But basically, in this article, it's explaining, right? So this far right government, is actually stripping women away from their rights, right, in Israel. So look, Donovan now coincidentally goes on Teacup because he knows exactly what we're saying is true.
Well, he's trying to research Black September.
Well, he's probably messaging. He's messaging his Mossad pals to see what the talking point is. Oh, and he's like, "Oh, they don't have a good one. Let me just drop."
Yeah.
And the real shame of it is that it's not just Israel. It's not just terrorist groups, which are extremely conservative. That's why it made me so mad when he said the ISIS. That's a conservative extreme group. That's not Islam.
Well, and Nadine, here's the reality, Nadine.
The bottom line is that all over the world, women's rights are under attack because conservatism is on the rise all over the world.
That's right.
And we have to knock it down and every major religion keeps women separate except for Islam. Because if you read the Quran, women are revered, and that's why women cover themselves. It's for respect and pride. It has nothing to do with subjugating women.
Eucalyptus, did you want to jump in, bro? I know you were trying to say something, and then I'll go after you.
Yeah, here's the reality. ISIS is Israel's ally. Mm-hmm. They work hand in hand. That's not something that's questionable anymore, especially with what's happened in Gaza in the last 27 months. They aided and abetted and freed ISIS syndicates inside of Gaza that were previously imprisoned by Hamas. And it wasn't until most recently where the H group was actually able to get to these ISIS syndicates and deal with them. But they were working hand in hand with Israel to steal aid and blame it on H group.
Hold on. Live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. DJK does not comply with community guidelines. Be removed once they're disconnected.
Go ahead, bro.
Gotta drop you, man.
Yeah, man. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
All right. I don't even know what...
I don't know what he said either.
He's heavily targeted at the moment by the.
Well, we all are. In the moment, I don't even know how it got to talking about fucking Israel in the first place. That wasn't even my intention. So, I think it was Donovan that brought it up, or was it that fucking guy over in the corner in the top? Who was that? Bells? Was it Donovan? Because I feel like he came up after. I don't know, but I wanted to point something out. This is actually kind of weird. So I was looking up that article that DJK wanted me to look up, and it's paywalled. So I go and try to click on another link, and I run across this. This is a rebuttal to that CNN article, right? It's like under misleading data. This doesn't ever once rebut with any kind of data whatsoever. What it says is what they missed is that that Israel is the only, let me find it. Israel is the only, Israel is, however, unique in that it's the world's only Jewish state. That means it is the only state that also incorporates aspects of Jewish law, which inherently differ from Western secular norms. As such, rabbinical courts run by men have more power over Jewish family law than secular courts in Western states. So it's literally saying, hey, our religion says that men are more powerful, and therefore that's why their rights are lowering. And CNN never once mentions that.
Liberal, even today, women in Israel have to ask permission from their husbands to file for divorce. They don't have the right to actually initiate divorce. That's something women throughout all of Israel have to deal with.
That shit is funny, though, that their rebuttal is, yeah, but it's because we're Jewish.
Why are we so focused on Israel, though?
Well, that's why that's the topic of discussion right now. If you don't like it, go talk about something else somewhere else.
Why are
Liberal.
you
so
butthurt?
also
Why
there.
are you so butthurt?
Yeah, this is why I say when somebody says,
Sean, hey, let me mute you, Sean, because you just came up here and like
raging, bro.
Listen, you requested up as we were talking about Israel to come up here and bitch about us talking about Israel. Bro, what?
Why is he raging, though? That's just my question. He's like raging. It's not even 12 p.m.
Do you
yet.
want to see raging? Watch this. No. You want to see raging? Hold on. Check this out. Get the fuck out of here, you dumb motherfucker.
Host.
Jesus fucking Christ almighty.
Lonnie B wanted to come up to do a commercial or something. I just wanted to call that out.
Oh, commercial. Let me get some of that commercial. Come on. Every time I hear that on the CB radio while trucking, rolling through Memphis, that's what they called like lot lizards was commercial. And this guy, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, somebody in Memphis would be on there. If you want some of that green smoke, that's white smoke. Come on, we got that commercial. Like it's on a recording, like a loop. If you're a trucker and you've rolled through Memphis with your CB on, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody in the comments, if you've heard it before. It's weird. Like, no matter what time of day it was the same recording over for years.
Is that still a thing? Do people still have CBs? That is going to be a lost thing, and that's if it's lost forever, that's a shame because that is a culture unto itself.
So it should be a thing because whenever you go to some of the shippers and some receivers, they require that you go to a certain channel on the CB in order to talk to the person either receiving or shipping it to, kind of coordinate, and they'll call your truck out or whatever. So I imagine, I'm sure you can do it with the cell phone, but it's easier with the CB. But anyway, Lonnie, you wanted to do...
I wanted to say at one time, we had over 120 people in here, and I was going to ask everybody to tap the screen and please help Liv get to his gifting goal. Unfortunately, right now, he only
Holy
has
shit,
one
we're only
donut.
at 17,000 likes? What?
And we needed to
The
tap.
fuck?
Yes, that's what I was trying to come up here and say, because the conversation was going fairly well, and people were just like, the number just kept growing and growing and growing. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, I want to tell everybody to tap the screen, gift the host so we can keep this conversation going because it seemed to be going fairly well. Even though Donovan was doing what Donovan does, Liv, he loves his opposition. So
I do.
He wasn't being like rudely ignorant, even though he was being like ignorant, but he wasn't being rudely ignorant. And the conversation was going well. I also wanted to say that I believe that this is an 18 and over live. So can we please stop reporting panelists, please? Like, I know people are going to say things that we don't like, but when you report the people on the panel, it affects the views that Liv get. It does hurt his live. And I'm sure a lot of y'all should know that. But please be mindful. If you don't like it, you can always scroll out. Like,
bye-bye.
Go on to the next one.
Bye-bye.
But please stop reporting people because you're not helping the live.
Were people in the comments bitching about something? I wasn't even paying attention to the comments.
No, because I believe that when that thing comes up that says you're restricted for 10 minutes, it's because somebody reported you for saying something they didn't like, so TikTok just snatches you out for 10 minutes.
No, this is Zio Talk doing what Zio Talk does. That's why you can barely even say some of these words because the automation,
The reason I say that is because the other day when I was up here and that guy was in the box, right? I had said something about J6, right? And I was being very minimal about what I was saying, and then you had asked the question about the body the body bots or whatever they were called. I can't think.
Bodyoids.
Yeah, and I had responded to your question, and then all of a sudden it popped up that I had to be put down. But my response wasn't really connected to your question, so to speak, because I was talking about the young lady in Georgia. And remember, you were like, yeah, no, I don't think those two things go together. You know what I mean? Like, I know you probably don't remember because you do a lot.
Yes.
But
No,
I
I
got
remember.
banned for 10 minutes, right? And the dude in the bottom corner was like, oh, that's because she talked about J6. But I had talked about J6 and we'd moved past that. And I didn't have no notifications in my notification from TikTok stating I was banned. It was just the screen pop up. You know what I mean? So
it wasn't me, was it?
No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was some other
so
guy.
again, like, yes, it's possible somebody was reporting, but it is more likely that Israel, that TikTok is just automatically doing it, because when these topic comes up, they will just, I mean, they'll ding you. You'll say one fucking word, and the automated systems will get you.
I'm not trying to go over to the J6 thing unless that's where Lib was trying to go. His topic is about Trump, so that could be part of the topic. I just really came up here to do a commercial because the conversation was going fairly well, and I don't have no skin in that conversation, so I stay out of it.
So can I say something real quick?
Yeah, but
if
before we go to the J6,
thank you, Lonnie.
Just Liberal, if I can just say this real quick in regards to the topic we were talking about.
Fuckers
guys,
in the chat, I see you. Tap the fucking shit. God damn.
Guys, like the live, share the live out, send your daily heart me. If you can send one donut to show TikTok there is engagement. It will definitely help protect it, guys. So, the guy that was up here, Donovan, was talking about Muslims attacking the Jewish people, right? But why don't they mention current day, right? What we're talking, where we are now, where Israel actually commissioned the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs, commissioned the Segwo firm to go and conduct focus groups in the USA and Europe, right? More recently, within the last 4 or 5 months. And they went and they conducted these focus groups to find out why are so much of the youth supporting Palestine over Israel. And obviously the results were, pretty obvious, right? Because we're seeing all of this carnage. We're seeing, everything that's happening in Gaza. But what came out of this focus group and this study group is that Israel Ministry of Foreign Affairs decided that they were going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to attack Islam, right? They are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to push this anti-Islam rhetoric, to push this anti-Islam information, to fearmonger, right, against what they call quote unquote jihadism. So I don't see any Muslims, any Muslim nations, anybody putting hundreds of millions of dollars towards pushing to going against Judaism. But I do see Israel consistently spending hundreds of millions of dollars, to the point now where they've raised their Hasbara budget, which is their propaganda budget, for 2026 to $725 million. Just to put that in quick perspective, guys, in 2023, their Hasbara budget was $7.5 million. So within 2 years, they've upped it 100 times. And their focus now is pushing anti-Islam rhetoric. So as far as I'm concerned, who is attacking who? It seems to me that it is the Jews that are trying to attack Muslims, that are trying to attack Islam, and to try to make everything anti-Islam. So I don't know what he was talking about, and I really wanted to point that out. Again, Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs commissions the Segwo firm. You can find it. It's like a 27-page report. Go through it. The data points are absolutely eye-opening, and you'll be able to confirm everything I was saying. Thanks, Liberal.
So I just also want to add that it's not, everybody keeps thinking that it's like a religious thing. It's not religious, it's politics. And when you look at what benefits the U.S., Raytheon is the supplier for the boom booms that are used for the Iron Dome in Israel, that are used in this war. So it's the whole military-industrial complex. If you watched that thing with Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz about Israel, that was eye-opening. And when they asked him about that, and he was, and Tucker Carlson was right. We are frenemies. We're not friends. We're not enemies. We're considered frenemies.
I've heard this claim made a few times on this panel. Two things can be right at the same time. Okay. Like, we know the only Jewish state makes a religious claim to their portion of their conflict, right? So, yeah, while there is a geopolitical dimension to this, there's also a religious dimension. You're literally hearing one side of this claim. It's all about their religion.
I came up really quick to just.
So eucalyptus, though, but does Israel, when they drop the booms over Gaza, right? Do the booms do they differentiate between Muslims and Christians?
No,
because they don't. So for Israel, I believe it is. They're trying to make that claim, but for Palestinians, it is nowhere near the facts. It's nowhere.
It's
near
a
true.
native claim for the Palestinians. Yeah, they say we've been here forever. We've never left. When the other side claims solely and exclusively their religion, they have weaponized their religion. So, like, this is what I have a problem with when I hear people use that, explain this as a one-dimensional thing. Hey, it's political, not religious. Guess what? It's both. Also, when I hear people say it's a genocide, not a war, guess what? Genocides happen within wars. It's both. This downplays the absolute cheek clapping that the Israelis received inside of Gaza on the ground. Hamas absolutely whooped their ass. According to the Israelis, they're actually lost on the floor 10-1. So this is a multi-dimensional. This is a multi-dimensional issue. It's not one dimension over the other.
Absolutely, most certainly is, and I agree with you. And I think what nobody is considering is that the people who are in power, who are doing this strictly for power and land expansion, and that's what the Zionists are about. But what they do is they turn it into a religious argument for the people on the ground, and that's how you get people to support you. That's how you end up with
the mechanism of control.
Yeah, it's a mechanism of control, which is, let's be honest, that's what religion is. Religion is a way to control the masses, and that's how you end up with people in, I don't know, Norman, Oklahoma, walk around saying, I'm a Zionist, I support. Like, what do you even know about it? You don't. They're trying now, pulling at your religious beliefs to get you on board on a Zionist political movement that we are funding at an alarming rate.
Do you know what the irony?
Let me read something real quick from the Old Testament here, and this is to the point about the boom booms, right? That DJK made.
My point is with the Old Testament too. So
okay,
I have something to say after.
Okay, sure, but I mean, this is their text. It says, however, in cities of the nations the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance, do not leave anything alive that breathes. Completely destroy them, the Hittites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, as the Lord your God has commanded you. Otherwise, they will teach you to follow all the detestable things they do in worshiping their gods, and you will sin against the Lord your God. When you lay siege to a city for a long time, fighting against it to capture it, do not destroy its trees by putting an axe to them, because you can eat their fruit. Do not cut them down. Are the trees people that you should besiege them? However, you may cut down trees that you know are not fruit trees and use them to build siege works until the city at war with you falls. So, I mean, their own religious text, they can go to it and say, well, we're allowed to do this and just unalive and destroy literally everything in Gaza because we inherited this.
But that guy said that he was talking that text right there was talking about Muslims, right? Like, we can all remember that's what he said. But Muslim religion or Islam didn't come about until hundreds of years after, right?
Yep.
They were talking about pagans and folk-based religions.
Yep.
What I just wanted to add real quick is that anyone espousing themselves to be, Christian, I think they kind of forget that Jesus wasn't as critical towards the loose people on the streets, the prostitute, I'm not sure if I can say that word. He was actually more critical of the Pharisees, those that profess themselves to be holier than thou. And my impression, Donovan did just that. Hey, I'm holier than thou. I know what's right. I know. So, and I thought that was just, dangerous in my eyes. So.
Well, and don't forget, he also seemed to take pleasure in destroying everybody and that area. I mean, he said that. What did he say? That they're going to be gentrified?
Yeah, exactly. And that they deserved it.
It's about to be gentrified, which is
and they deserved it. Which is gross. Afterward.
It's fucking gross.
So is people who so he doesn't want to build anyone up. He's not love thy neighbor kind of person. Treat others the way you want to be treated. So and I think I don't know. It's really hard to debate someone like that.
But
So,
hey, I mean, look, I'd rather people that want to unalive me to tell me that they want to unalive me than to hide it and pretend like they're good people.
That's true.
Those are the more dangerous.
Can I just say one thing and then I gotta go do some other things. I wanted to respond to what Donovan's claim about women's rights in Israel, and I know DJK debunked it, but I thought this was an interesting fact. In 2024, the instance of sexual violence and assault against female Thai workers in Israel was 100%.
No.
100%. 654 out of 654 women that were Thai immigrant workers on farms reported that they had been essayed or abused or had some sort of violence committed against them. So it's very interesting that they talk about like women's rights. So you have 100% rate.
It's you know what it is. It's a cultural thing. It's entitlement, and it's entitlement to everything, including your body.
Yep. I mean, he'll look at Epstein. Why is it always like kids and girls? I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got to drop. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for having me up,
See ya.
as always. I will see you guys later.
Happy New Year.
Peace.
And
See you later,
I
Orlando.
want to add something real quick, and I think I know this topic isn't about like religion and as a whole. We're talking about a particular group, but I just want to add a little thing, and I think it might add value to this conversation. Is a lot of people attack a religion based off of this or that, and then they try to argue whether religion is real or the God is real or not, right? And just over time, one thing I've learned is nobody could prove whether or not God exists on any religion. But one thing that I've noticed that religion does, and this is from personal experience and seeing overseas from other people as well, is religion gives hope to people that don't have hope otherwise. And no one sitting in the West or elsewhere can say hope is a bad thing. Hope gets some of these people through some of the worst situations out there. Period.
I mean, does it though?
100%.
Does it give hope?
It does. Well, I mean, there's people out there that
what hope?
What hope? Hope of a better tomorrow. Hope of something getting fixed. Whether it's being fixed by God, whether it's being fixed by whatever, that is what I mean by hope.
Yeah, I don't know, because throughout history, the Abrahamic religions, to be more specific, have been used to devastate entire nations. They used it as a way for manifest destiny to go across and unalive all the indigenous in this nation.
Sure.
They're using it to. So when you talk about hope, I hope for fucking who? The supremacists that think that they're better than everybody else? Those people?
Hope for a child that is suffering a terminal disease that doesn't have anything else to look for. Hope for that person. Hope for people in Palestine that are getting boomed by the other side that don't have anything else to look for, thinking that the world turned their back on them. That's what I mean by hope.
I get that.
Santa Claus does that, man.
I get that, and to a certain extent, I kind of agree. But I don't think you don't need any religion to have hope.
That's right.
And I get that though, because like that's the only reason why I'm sympathetic towards people who follow religion. Because yeah, you're right. Throughout history, people have used or built or relied on religion to have hope or to keep the hope alive. However, it has failed them. And if we're going to use the examples of what's happening now overseas or anywhere else in the world, if you think about it, and it's kind of cruel to think about it, but their creators have failed them. If there was hope, this would stop now, but it's not happening.
But again, I don't think you could say that it failed them for someone in Palestine that still believes in their religion, that still believes there's a better
until they get unalive tomorrow by another boom boom.
But again, what is to say taking away that hope? The last thing that they have is is good or bad.
No, I agree. I'm not saying that. What I'm just saying is, if I'm thinking about it from outside that perspective, what's the use exactly when you don't need that religion to have hope? Their hope is just as powerful as someone who's getting their hope from a a non-religion or just hope in general.
But that's what I'm trying to get at is from the outside perspective, we're looking at it from our own lens.
No,
I
get
look
that.
at it from their lens.
I get that, but I only have so much sympathy for that because, in my opinion, religion has been more of a cancer on society than anything else.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, think about this. If you believe that there exists nothing after life, right? You can still have hope in that because at some point, all of this will be over and it will be at peace. You don't have to have some fucking utopia on the other side, just a lack of shit, right? And if you believe that there's this other thing and all I got to do is be unalive to get there, it makes everything you do on this earth irrelevant. Completely and totally irrelevant, just like a stepping stone to another thing.
So let me ask you, so a terminal child that's going through a disease, and to tell them that there's, just get them to smile in this life for this moment, to make them feel good. Is there something wrong with that?
Well, no, but Santa Claus has the same outcome. You can make up anything, but look, we're not just preaching religion to kids with cancer. That's not what religion was to do, and that's not what it does.
But
you're talking about
hold on,
if one person on Earth, gets benefit from this, then isn't it worth it? No. Look at all the fucking wrong things that have happened in the name of religion. I'm sorry, I just, I don't believe in any of that shit, and it is weird to me that people use this shit, this supposed utopia on the other side, to do terrible, disastrous, horrible things to people.
But people are going to do those terrible, horrible things regardless, is what I'm trying to get at.
But they believe themselves to be justified in doing it because they have this belief that there's some God out there telling them to do it.
Other justification if you take that away. And that's the human nature. You take that away, they're going to find something else. Do you know
that for sure?
Read the book Germs, Guns, and Steel, and it says it in there. People have done this throughout history.
I mean, but people tend to migrate towards religion to explain away things that they can't understand, and they've done that since the beginning of human history.
So look at the Yemen and Saudi thing, and look at the Sudan thing. Is that religion based?
What thing?
The stuff that's going on over there, Yemen and Saudi, the stuff that happened there, the number of unaliving, and do you think that that's a religion based or power based? And do you think the Sudan is a religion based or a policy and power based thing?
Well, you look at the people who are doing it. Look at the leaders of the countries that are doing what they're doing there in those places.
They're just bad people doing it.
No. They believe themselves superior to other people. They believe they have a right and are entitled to do these things. And why?
Genghis Khan,
is it religious?
Who unalived so many people, didn't do it for religious reasons.
Okay, so it's okay though that people will justify it with religion.
What I'm saying is people use whatever excuse that they can.
I mean,
in
that's
history,
fair.
people have used other reasons to unalive people. You take away religion completely, they're going to use something else. So to say that religion is doing this, no, people are evil by nature, and they're going to do, not by nature, but the evil people are evil, and you can't change that. And this is coming from a guy that's worked in counterterrorism most of his life.
And the people at the top, and then you've got the people at the bottom, right? What do they use? Yeah, what do they use to get those people at the bottom to shut the fuck up?
That's a control thing.
What do they use to get those people to shut the fuck up, Daily?
Religion.
Okay.
But that's the control and the power thing. You could use something else.
If you didn't have this religion that was controlling the base, maybe those bases would rise up against it. But we don't necessarily know that. Maybe.
I got a question for you, Lego.
Maybe.
North Korea doesn't have a religion.
Sure.
If first of all, thanks for having me up again. So if you were to, tip the scales, good versus harm, in your view, in your opinion, what would you say? Has religion caused more good or more harm for the world?
I don't know.
I would say mostly.
But what's your
harm.
opinion? Like, if you were to fire from the hip, what would you say?
Who is this?
It's Eucalyptus.
Okay, now what is your question?
So, in your view, in your opinion, without looking any of this up, what would you say? Has religion caused more harm or more good on the world?
More harm, probably.
Harm.
Okay, so like we can't give an exact ratio on this subject, right? But the professionals that have attempted to take on this task, what you'll get from like World Values Survey, Pew Research Center, and some synthesis like Nazareans, Big Gods from 2013. Like you can't give an exact ratio, but like every major data set shows religion produces roughly 2 to 3 times more measurable social good than harm. Once violence is like driven by states and ideology is properly separated, right? So
how do they measure that?
You know what I'm
How do they
saying?
measure
You
that?
can't measure it.
So usually,
It's bullshit.
how they measure it is
This is
like
what
by the
religious
amount of
people
dose-
say. You're religious, aren't you, Eucalyptus?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, so it's usually measured by like pro-social behavior, charity giving, volunteering, like mental health and resilience.
So wait, can I just ask? So does that mean that there have been more of that to account for the countless, and I'm talking tens of millions of people that have been unalived, let's say in the Americas, due to enslavement or genocide? Do they take that into account?
Yes, that's what's taken into account.
Let me just rebut what you're saying. I want you to go to the United States and look up the religiosity indexes of every state. And then look across the world, the religiosity indexes, in almost without exception, sir. The states that are the most religious are the most fucked up states. In the countries that are the most religious, doesn't really even matter which religion, are the most fucked up countries. And you tell me that pattern that you can see from fucking micro to macro, you're telling me that doesn't suggest something?
It does.
And children
it
aren't
does
safe in
suggest
churches.
something, and the point that needs to be brought to your attention is the fact that you have bastardized religion in the West. Like, I'm sorry that's your experience. I wish you would have a better experience than that. But religion is effed up in the West.
Wait.
If you experience it, yeah. Can I get this statement out?
No. Who
Yeah,
has
I'd like to get
bastardized
this
religion?
statement out.
Wait. I just want to be clear on who you're saying who's bastardized religion. I just want you to be clear on who you're saying that to.
Well, to me, he said you've bastardized religion in the West.
Well, I didn't say you. I didn't say you, liberal.
You did
No.
say you've.
I said
you've
the West
bastardized the religion in the West.
Has bastardized religion. I wish you would have had a better experience with religion. If you experience religion in other countries, it would be much more pleasant.
Give me a country. What country?
I would say Jordan. Go visit Jordan and see how religion is practiced there.
Okay. How many times has Jordan been attacked?
According to what?
How many times have they been bombed by other religious people?
They've been attacked. They've been bombed and attacked by Israel multiple times.
And based on what?
Liberal, based on bastardized Judaism.
Liberal, the most atheist country in the world,
which is
North
another
Korea.
Western, which is another Western bastardized religion. So I want to explain this to you. Like, that's the reality is, it's not me. I don't get to make this claim. I weigh into the professionals. Okay, like, how do they measure this? Has it done more good than harm? So yes, you will see manifest destiny. You will see Western bastardized Christianity used to genocide the Native Americans. Okay, but the reality is Christianity has done some wonderful things around the world for people.
Like hurting children to this day.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's a harm.
Okay,
that's
so
a harm.
Well, hold on. Whoa. You said something about indigenous, and then you talked about the good that Christians did. Can you tie those together again for me?
Yeah, I'll repeat it. So what I was explaining was it was Western bastardized Christianity that pushed manifest destiny in the U.S., right, against the Native Americans.
Yes. No, just Christianity.
It was Western Christianity.
Just Christianity.
No, it's not just Christianity.
It was
Western
Christianity.
Bastardized Christianity.
It was
is not
Christianity.
The same. No, it's not the same as
it was
Orthodox
Christianity.
It's not.
It was Christianity.
It's not. I mean, the Europeans, they take religions and they rewrite them and they redo what they want with them. That's reality.
Okay, hold on. You
There's
can
18,000 sects.
No.
There's 18,000 different sects of Christianity.
So I see what you're doing, Eucalyptus. What you're doing is saying that if somebody uses it bad, then they bastardized it. And while I agree to some degree, that's what you just did.
No, not true.
You're saying that there's two separate Christians going on here, yet they're looking at the same text.
Listen, the Orthodox Christians have done some harm, but you got to differentiate the Orthodox Christians from Western bastardized Christianity, which is
they're Christians.
Can I get the statement out? It's
You've been speaking for the last 5 fucking minutes, dude. You've made your point, and you haven't let anybody respond. You haven't let anybody respond to what you just fucking said. You then start to interrupt, and now you're going to cry and say that you're being interrupted?
That's not true. When I go to make a statement.
Are you bastardizing my panel?
Liberal, I was trying to say it's 18,000 different sects of Christianity in the West. 18,000, bro.
Okay,
18,000 different.
One text.
Where are
They're all
these
terrible.
Oh God. Where are these non-bastardized Christian countries? Who are they? Where are they? Where
It's not countries, it's religions.
Where are they?
Well,
I would say Orthodox Christianity exists in Syria, where they actually speak Aramaic. They speak the native text of this original religion that came out of that area. They're a beautiful people. They are a beautiful people. They've done more good than harm on the world. God bless them.
Somewhere else? Are they anywhere else or just in Syria? Are these good Christians?
I just gave you an example. You want me to continue? Just keep going through. You asked for an example. I gave you one.
Eucalyptus, here's the problem: is Christianity is worldwide, and when you talk about Christians, there's Protestants, there's Catholics, there's Orthodox Catholics. But who are these people that are so great? Because when was this Christianity bastardized? When was it ruined?
I would say with the New King James, that's a good tipping point right there. That's bastardized European Christianity. It's real effed up. It was eventually used and bastardized to go spread manifest destiny in the U.S.
I just want to say something real quick. I want to say thank you guys for this conversation. I got to head out, take care of my little girl. As always, Liberal, it's been nice joining your panel. I'm not a liberal, but I like your panel, so I'll come back.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate you.
But I don't understand.
Happy New Year.
How are you trying to... the Catholic Church, the Crusades, wasn't a bastardization of Christianity?
It was Western. It was a European ideology that did that shit. Don't think that it's exclusive. I'm not going to say that it's exclusive to Christianity too. I've witnessed Islam be bastardized. I've witnessed Judaism be bastardized.
So let me, what you just did is you walked right into my living room, and now I would like to explain something to you. Here's what it is. Here's what it is, as simple as I can make it. Religion is used to control the masses. And the more education that the masses get, the more likely they are is to take the religion of the foolishness of people and twist it and turn it into something to gain something, whatever that something is, whether it is money or land or power or people. And that's when you say the bastardization, what I say is you're talking about people who got smarter than the average bear and decided to take this religion that the rest of these fools still believe wholeheartedly and twist it so they could line their pockets or fill their house or do something else. And religion is a problem. It has always been a problem since the first smart caveman invented it.
Well, and I want to point out, you're talking about sects of religion in areas where they aren't in power.
Yes.
Right. Persecuted Christians are the good Christians. The ones that control things, those are the bad Christians. Right, essentially is what you're saying. But obviously, that's going to be true if you're the minority religious group in an area where you don't have the power to execute people, you don't have control of the finances, you don't have control of the government, you don't have any kind of power or control, and you're just praying and worshiping by yourself. But the moment that you become the powerful entity in that area, no matter where the fuck it's at, I guarantee you, you're going to use your fucking religion to do the things that they did in Europe and elsewhere where they were able to get control of things. And it's not even necessarily about the religion itself. It's this superiority that you have when you believe that this divine being from fucking the sky has given you something that it doesn't have. All of the fucking, the goyim or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the Gentiles, the other people that don't believe. You feel superior to anybody that doesn't buy into that shit, and you will engage in the same fucking behavior as you do anywhere else. That's why when you see majority fucking Muslim countries, when they pass those fucking laws that do shitty things to people, this is about superiority and being more than the other people. That's all it is. And Muslims do it too. Christians do it too. Fucking Jewish people do it too.
Well, yeah, exactly. And
this is why Trump is a fraudster.
It doesn't even have to be religion. It just has to be the minority group.
Right. The minority. Yeah, I agree with you, liberal. There, I agree with you 100% on that statement. But as a whole, if you study Islam or just look into it real quick, it teaches liberation. It teaches that it teaches that no man can control you. Your relationship is between you and God. Yes. So when you say it's a tool, yes, it has been used as a tool. You will see a minority. This is according to the North American Task Force Against Terrorism and pretty much any other counterterrorism or terrorism force that's been put together, right? Extremist Muslims make up less than 1% of the global Muslim community. So when you say, hey, it's used to control the masses, yeah, it is. It is used to control people, but you got to look at the macro picture, not just the micro. It's just like with shrugs, you know what I mean? People will how much harm shrugs have caused? But here we are. Doctors are prescribing shrugs all the goddamn time in a controlled environment, where they could cause harm as well. But they also could cause good, right? Insulin with diabetes and control. The reality is, it depends on how you use this tool. Yeah, depends on how you use this tool.
Well, sure.
But thanks for having me up, liberal.
But if you have a rug that consistently unalives people, even if they didn't mean to, you'd regulate the fuck out of it. You'd limit who could be prescribed it, and that they'd have to be under a doctor's care. And if a doctor didn't do it and they prescribed it negligently, that doctor could find himself in jail. That's what you would do to something that consistently does this bad thing, right? But we don't have that regulation or restriction with religion.
Tim,
to use your analogy,
that are really interesting. One is Flying Eagle that said, why is religion being forced on people who don't want it? And Lonnie said, more people are raised in religion, which is interesting because it's control. That's why people are being forced into, that's why we are being forced into a Christian nationalist government, is because it's easy to control people. And the problem is, here's where the problem comes, is when you have people who have educated themselves out of religion. And if that's offensive to someone, I'm sorry, but that's what I believe. I believe that you educate yourself out of religion. And once you realize that what you are a part of is a control issue and a problematic situation, you educate yourself out of it. And the problem with Christian nationalism as a government structure is that the people that have educated themselves out of religion cannot be drawn back in. They have to be forced back in. And I think what, I can't remember who it was now. Lonnie said that I think that indoctrinating children in religion when they have no ability to think outside of fantasy thought, it's child abuse. And I will say that to any parent who wants to fight me. I think it's abuse. If you want your children to be religious, let them choose a religion when they are of their right mind. But to take a 5-year-old to church and tell them that is true, it's child abuse, and you'll never convince me otherwise. It's indoctrination.
Yeah. And look, I'm still not I don't have any issue with somebody believing whatever, like believe in Santa Claus for all I care. Just fucking leave me out of it. And when you come into an argument, stop using that as like fodder for the argument. I don't get it. Now, real quick, shout out to Lonnie. Thank you for the $2 on Crash App. I appreciate that, Lonnie. Thank you very much. It was a little late, but for me to bring it up, but I appreciate it. And Eucalyptus,
religion should never be forced on anyone ever, regardless of age. Mm-hmm.
Did you need to go? It sounded like you were trying to jump off, but
I did, but I'm not gonna be rude and just jump off without hearing you guys out. You know,
sure.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
Well, yeah, I mean, no hard feelings, man. I always appreciate you being up here.
We can have heated discussions anytime.
Yeah.
Although I would say the biggest leaders of each religion, they don't do much to look better on their religions. So
no,
there's
they
that.
don't. No, they do not.
Yeah, and thanks, Eucalyptus. You're always welcome up, man. Now to Maddie in the comments, I'm reading Deborah Wimpy's daughter's post right now. Yikes.
Read it.
Did you see it,
No.
Nadine?
Read it.
So this is Deborah Wimpy is the mayor of Broken Arrow, which is like the third or fourth largest city in Oklahoma. She says, I know I'm a little behind. I'm heavily removed and estranged from my family, so I'm just now seeing this. We became estranged after I begged them for years to be better parents, and the ending was ultimately because of their homophobic, racist nature. As one of 3 of Deborah's biological children raised in her and Glenn's home, I can tell you without a doubt that these 2 are fundamentally not good people. This may hurt some of y'all's feelings, but they are both very good at acting. They are the type to smile in your face, get what they need out of you, and turn around and speak badly and talk down on you every second they get a chance. They cling to the MAGA Trump cult because they have no true identity. This worker bee mantra is riddled with being unable to sit still in their own thoughts, unable to express actual emotion, and definitely lacking almost completely in empathy. Those of you that know my mother will be hurt and confused by my words and experiences. There is no one you should trust more than the daughter that was there every step of the way. I supported her because she was my mom until I could no longer make excuses or justify her behavior is when I made the very hard decision to walk away. Believe me when I say I have heard countless racist comments and rules from both of them, so this costume is no surprise to me. If you aren't racist and at least a tiny bit educated on the process, you would be advocating to reform the process for citizenship, not ripping families apart. Is this Wimpy in her hold on, let me put this up here. I think this may be Deborah LARPing like Kristi Noem here. What the fuck? That is, she's the mayor of the town. I know her personally. She was less problematic than some of them, but she was very good at like marketing and stuff. So I don't know if it's so weird because she actually runs like the town's blotter, like the BA Buzz or whatever. She runs it as the mayor, and runs a bunch of these different towns stuff. Yeah. And so she has quite a bit of pull in a lot of these areas, but I'll have to dig into that a little more. But I don't know. That's Oklahoma being Oklahoma for you, I guess.
So is the mayor running around all dressed up like Ice Barbie?
That's what it looks like. I can't tell if that's her because whenever I seen her last, she was a little chubby, and the person in this picture looks like gaunt, looks, like she's been on a bender for the last couple of months, maybe year. That's crazy. Yikes. Or, the daughter's a liberal and she's just, throwing out a bunch of shit because she wasn't very specific in her post. So, and to people who are lost, sorry, this is from the mayor of Broken Arrow. That was the mayor's daughter said that about her mom, who's the mayor. And Broken Arrow is like the third or fourth largest city in
So
Oklahoma.
Tim, what do you think about what OU did with this TA?
It's fucking bullshit. And I hope she sues the ever-loving fuck out of them. And I hope they have to pay. It's so weird to me, though, that because it's state-run, it's hard to lose your job there.
Yeah.
It really is hard to lose your job at
unless you're trans in Oklahoma. And then
unless you're trans in Oklahoma.
Job.
Yeah. No, I think it's disgusting. Now, the full naked thing, I don't know if, I can't really tell if it was purposeful, like to produce this outcome, or if she just last minute she wasn't doing her job and then just posted that and then got mad about it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I made this scenario up in my head because it makes sense to me. I think that she's a college student. I think she didn't do her assignment.
Right.
She was talking to her mom, who's got a blog, and she's very super conservative and very out there. And she probably said, "Oh, I didn't do my assignment for this stupid psychology class with that trans teacher." And the mother put a bug in her ear. I would bet $1 million. And it just took off because her mother is who got the benefits of this. She doesn't have any benefit. This woman doesn't realize what she did to her own future career. Like, she wants to be a doctor. Good luck getting accepted to a good medical school when they Google you and this is what comes up.
Now, I've read that she actually she defended those from J6. The mother,
the daughter or the mother,
the mother.
The mother, yeah, the mother
was the lawyer.
Them.
Yeah,
she was a lawyer for them. She's
here we go.
Super Trumpy.
Oh wow, yeah, okay. So here's the Facebook post right here. Won my motion for pretrial release. My Jan 6 client has been released from DC jails. Wow, that's wild. How it all just kind of ties back in together.
That's my fantasy made up scenario, but I'll stick to it. And the problem is going to be her individual reputation, which, you reap what you sow. There's a biblical phrase for you.
And for the record, you can find me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page. This is me.
Yes, you do. I also think OU, this is going to hurt them academically, because this does not bode well. And what it does is, when you take your degree, and the validity of your research is now called into question because of the actions of the university. And I know people don't believe it, but when you get into the educational, the upper echelon of educators and presenting papers and writing papers, those are the sorts of things that matters. That's what gets you funding. And OU shot themselves in the foot here badly.
Yeah, they really did. But, I'm sure all of this fucking legislators that are there, because, like Dusty Devers, and I'm sure they came down on top of that fucking university. I don't envy the people that were in charge, because that's kind of a fucked up position to be in, because at the end of the day, they are a state-run school, and they could replace all of the people at the top.
The first two people that her mother called was Stitt and Walters.
Yeah, I imagine. Fucking
Can you
Walters.
imagine the audacity of your kid gets a bad grade in college and you call the governor of Oklahoma?
That's right. No, God, I still remember that interview I did with Ryan Walters. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fucking Gina Nelson, you asshole.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Well, the thing that got me was that the professor had someone else read it, and the other person also said that it didn't meet the standards of the original assignment, right? Because the original assignment didn't ask anything about trans. It said about gender norms amongst young people. And number two, they said that they weren't even putting that grade on her record, that it was just a frivolous grade. And then number three, she went on some news site and stated, oh, I seen it posted and we were on our way somewhere and I had 30 minutes to kill. So I just wrote up this paper real quick and turned it in. So you did all this fighting for absolutely positively nothing.
Yes.
And got this person fired from their job for absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing at all.
And I'll tell you what, I'm a teacher. I downloaded the rubric, I downloaded the article, and I downloaded her essay. I read the entire article. It was long. It had nothing to do with trans anything. It was about gender norms and bullying, and I read the rubric. She earned that 0. She earned every point of that 0 because she did not meet the minimum word requirement. She didn't give any empirical evidence. She didn't do anything. She just wrote whatever she felt like writing for however long it was that she wrote it and then turned it in.
Well, they weren't even going to put that grade on her record though. So even if when she graduated, that 0 wouldn't have been found. Like nobody would have known about it.
It's not a final grade, it's an assignment.
Right.
And yes, Jules.
It wasn't going to hinder her in any way. So this was just pure out bullying at this point, because the teacher even got another teacher to read it, or professor got another professor to read it, and they agreed that she didn't follow the rules. So yeah, she got a 0. But then to turn around and virtually spit in somebody's face by saying, "Oh, well, I just read it and decided I was going to write it in 30 minutes." What? So you didn't even do the assignment the way it was supposed to be done, and now you're complaining that you failed? This is downright bullying.
Yeah,
and
she didn't even meet the word count.
No, and we knew that they were going to come after, that's all they do is go after minority groups. And they needed a way to go after that specific minority group for a reason. And that's what they did. That's all that was.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. Now, I reached out to Melissa P. and have invited, she's probably busy, I imagine, Provenzano. She's a representative in Oklahoma. See if she'll come up and talk about this since we're talking about Oklahoma. I imagine she has something she'd like to say about that. Yeah, I wonder if I could.
That, the professor's lawyers put out a petition. I think anybody that wanted to sign it so that they can take it to, I guess, the college first.
Yeah, well, it's the Association of American Universities and Colleges or something.
Yeah,
and they're trying. They're because it's a problem all over the country, but especially in conservative states where TAs who do most of the teaching at colleges, let's be honest, are not protected by any unions. And they're not protected from this sort of thing. A kid complains and that's it. Then we're off and running. And you can't, that's not how you run a college.
So wait, they're not unionized in the state schools in Oklahoma?
Some states are. I don't believe.
No, I mean in Oklahoma specifically. They're not?
I don't know. I don't know if the TAs have a union in Oklahoma.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, because I know the teachers in like the grade school are mostly unionized, right?
We have unions available, but you don't have to join a union. But and professors also have a union, but I don't know. I'm just going to flatly say I do not know in Oklahoma if the teaching assistants have a union. When I was in graduate school in Pennsylvania, and I was a TA, I was a member of the union, but that's Pennsylvania. So I don't know if there is such a thing in Oklahoma, if it's even available.
Can I ask you what school in Pennsylvania you went to?
East Stroudsburg University.
Okay, I don't live far from there.
Oh yeah, I was a New Jersey.
Small world.
We ran away from New Jersey when the taxes got too high on our house and moved to northeastern Pennsylvania.
And you were sniffed by Joe Biden, were you not?
I was sniffed by Joe Biden quite a few times because of the train ride.
I love this story.
but it is true, and it sounds weird when you say you were sniffed, but Joe Biden he's a friendly guy, and he has a good memory, and he will remember you. Maybe not your name, but he'll remember your face if he's met you before. And Joe Biden used to hold court in the bar car on the Amtrak when I don't even know if there is a bar car anymore. So when you were I would take the train up from DC to New Jersey because I spent a lot of time in DC. I was a volunteer lobbyist. And Joe Biden would come up behind you and grab your shoulders and say, "Hey, how you doing?" from behind you. So yeah, is that sniffing? Yes, that's what he did. He would come up behind you and just say like, "Hey, long time no see," and say like, "Hey, how are you?" And so.
Yeah, an actual man of the people is sniffing a little weird, sure, but that's one of his quirks.
He's just a very nice man. And
with that logic, we sniff everybody we get close to then.
Exactly.
Kitty says he remembers smells.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't remember you. Oh, wait. I remember.
That sounds like what dogs do.
Yeah,
that's fucking funny. Oh my God. That's why it's always from behind.
Yeah.
He's got to open up those memories.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that he doesn't have to look at your face when he forgets you.
Will you tell the story about why you would never support Hillary Clinton?
Oh God, yes. I have volunteered. My parents were very political, so I have been involved in political campaigns and protesting since I was in a stroller. So when Bill Clinton was running, and he was the underdog, and I liked him for it. I liked the way that he related to people. I also understand politics for what it is. It's not about a savior. We love him. I don't love anybody except for Bernie. I love Bernie. I just think that you're the best person to get the job done. And I think we have to really start to look at politicians that way. So I picked Bill Clinton early on in the primaries. He was down in the polls. My husband used to make fun of me, but I got a job working for his campaign. And I was employed in New Jersey as the assistant volunteer coordinator for the state of New Jersey, North Jersey. And they sent us a lot of giveaways, and they sent us a lot of product and a lot of merch and signs. And the thing that's funny that I learned when I moved to Oklahoma, you can get Democrat presidential signs for free, lawn signs, whereas my whole life, you had to pay for them. But Democrats are far and few between in Oklahoma, so they just give them to you. But they sent us a lot of baseball hats. And I remember when we got the merch and it came off the truck, and I said, why so many baseball hats? We don't wear baseball hats. We need to send this to a place where people mostly wear baseball hats. So we had these baseball hats. Nobody was buying them. They were just stuck in storage, and we had to pay for storage, and we had warehouses of T-shirts and these giant boxes of hats. And then it got close to the end, and we were having a huge rally in October, I believe it was, at the Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands. And I said to the state chair, and I said, can we please bring these fucking baseball hats and give them away? Because nobody's going to buy them, especially not after they get elected. And he was like, good idea, bring them. So we brought truckloads of these 2 giant U-Haul trucks filled with baseball hats, and we gave them away to people when they were going to their seats. So I went backstage to find him. He was talking to Bill Clinton and Hillary and Al Gore, who I love, Al Gore. And I said, excuse me. I said, the hats are all gone. We gave them all away. And he said, thanks a lot. And Hillary wheeled around and said, what do you mean you gave them away? They cost money. And I was like, what? And she got all the way up in my face. And I said, you need to take a very big step backwards. Don't get in my face. I did what I was told to do. Back up. And she was just always like that. She was always like that to everybody. And I got home that night with a baseball hat, by the way. And I told my husband, I said, it was great. We had a lot of people. It was great. I said, but I'm telling you right now, I will never vote for Hillary Clinton. And he said, I don't believe Hillary's running. I said, but she will. And she did.
And she's the one that got in your face like that.
He got all the way up in my.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Something about her just
all the way, like in my face with a finger. Like, how dare you
give away my baseball hats?
I like, what do you even care? Like, what? And the way it happened was just so quick. Like, she wasn't even in on like, she just overheard it. Like, I was.
Oh, we lost you.
To the state campaign manager of New Jersey. Are you there?
Yes. Yeah, you cut out for a second, but you came back. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was just mean. And when I talked to other people in other states at the convention.
We lost you again.
To go to the convention if you make nice. She's just mean.
But you were there. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the picture of you. What do I search for to find that picture of you at the Bernie as a delegate? Remember, or did you send that picture to me?
I thought I sent it to you. Yeah.
Oh shit.
It was in the Wall Street. It was in the Wall Street Journal. It was when the Bernie Sanders delegates walked out of the convention.
Let me see if I can't find that picture. I know you sent it to me. I fucking love that, for the record. Yeah, because what year was that? Do you remember?
2016.
2016? Okay, let me see. Did you send it to me on Facebook?
It was July 2016.
I'm going to put this
I don't know
picture
when I
up
sent
here.
it to you.
If you don't mind. I mean, that's your picture on there.
I don't mind.
Okay. Let me... Yeah, holy shit. I don't remember when you sent that to me, but I love that picture. God, I would have loved to have been there.
That was not my first convention. That was my third convention. I was a delegate for Obama's first convention, and I was a delegate for Bill Clinton and for Bernie. It was the most contentious. Because they really
the fuckery
did not want us there. every time we would start to like shout and raise our voices and wave our signs, they would turn the lights off in our section so we wouldn't show up on the news. They had seat warmers so that if we walked out, when we did walk out, they just filled our seat.
Wow. Yeah, so what other because I remember you saying that they did a bunch of crazy things.
Oh, we got chased in a parking lot. Just a group of us from Oklahoma walking around Philadelphia. We got chased through a parking lot by Hillary delegates because we had Bernie shirts on. I mean,
isn't that wild?
Aren't we?
No,
crazy.
Those people are not Democrats.
No, they're not Democrats, but the Democratic Party is hardly Democrats anymore. So
yeah, I'm like, the way they run people off, good people off, and still to this very day, they're still doing that shit. Like I still have liberals
if you could find,
pissed.
Put in Bernie 2016 Democratic Convention.
Democratic Convention.
Out and then put my name and see if anything shows up. That would be your best bet.
Okay, let me. And it was from Oklahoma at the time, right? Now, Fart Boxer, I am trying to accept your request, but it's saying something went wrong. Yes, there is a person named Fart Boxer that requested up, and I immediately wanted to.
You're just trying to cover for Somali fraudsters.
Okay, voice changer Fart Boxer we have here. That's fucking funny.
This is my real voice, sir.
Okay, I've had enough of that already. That didn't take long. And I have children, and I was already done with it. Let me see, Oklahoma.
Yeah, David, I agree with you. I hold my nose and vote for Democrats because it's terrible.
Let's see. Yeah, and they're still to this very day, like, even with Donald Trump doing what he's doing, these people just don't want you around them. They I don't know what it is. And like I was saying the other day, there's science to back up that the need for being accepted into a group is a bigger need than one's ideology. And so when you push people out, they'll go to MAGA and just reinvent themselves with that because they're being socially accepted. I mean, because look at all the terrible people that they're allowed to have. Without being called out for it. So, and they just keep doing it. I don't understand. And I think deep down they think they're doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
they're
clearly not.
Because again, it's power and money. And listen, could there be a cushier job than being a member of the Senate? So if you are going to get money to run your reelection campaign from AIPAC, and they're going to, but you have to do certain things, and Blue Cross Blue Shield, like if you're Cory Booker, you get money from Novo Nordisk, the pharmaceutical company, and Blue Cross Blue Shield and United Healthcare and AIPAC. And those are the people that control the messaging because they put you in office. You work for them. So surprise, surprise, he's big pharma. He's we can't afford single payer health. Yes, we can. Cory, sit down and shut up.
Right. Of course we can.
And of course we can send money to Israel because they are our only democratic ally in the Middle East. No, they're not. Shut up. Come on now.
Right. Yeah, they aren't. David, I tried to request you to send you a request, but I don't know, maybe your profile is private or something. But yeah, if we have any like Trump supporters in here or conservatives that agree with what we're talking about with some of these liberals that just hate anything that isn't like them, it's so weird. And maybe it's even like worse because they feel like they're right, righteous. Because it kind of goes back to the religious thing. When you feel like you're, some God-given special thing, that you're more willing to do terrible things to people.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody tells you that you are on the right side of every argument and you will be rewarded for your toils for our group of people after you die. Isn't it convenient? It's always after you die. You never get any of this, you never get any of it while you're alive.
Unless it's the prosperity gospel, and then you can, as long as you're the one, in front of the pulpit
because then
speaking.
If you don't get rich, then you're not praying hard enough. See?
Right.
See? Well, if only you prayed harder.
Like that lady, she gave this dude like $1,000, and he like browbeat her in front of the entire congregation. Did you see that video?
No, I did not.
Oh, it was so weird. Real quick, and I'd pulled this up earlier. I was going to talk about it, but never really got around to it. It's kind of a topic change, but we've lost all of our viewers. So let me get over into this. I don't know if you saw this Richard L.A. guy. He's a TikToker, and he was pew-pewed by ICE. And here's what happened. Let me...
Block them. This is the October 21st incident that started as an attempted immigration arrest of a popular TikToker and ended with that TikToker shot, hospitalized, facing felony charges and deportation.
I'm gonna break the window.
Break it. NBC4 obtained this video showing the body camera of the ICE agent who eventually shot the man in the car, Carlitos Richard Parias, also known as Richard L.A. You can hear agents tell Parias, who is originally from Mexico, to get out of the car. According to a statement from the Department of Homeland Security in federal court documents. Hey! This was a targeted traffic.
And now, I can't show too much of that because TikTok will ding me for it. But the judge eventually dismissed that case because, they put the story out there as if the guy was like trying to run him over or whatever. But in the body cam, nobody ever announced themselves, as like officers or anything. They just started barking at this guy, and then ended up, there was a bullet ricochet that hit one of the other agents. And I think they tried to charge him with that. But yeah, he got shot in the elbow. Ended up going in, and the judge recently just dismissed the case, I think today.
Good.
Fucking crazy. And here's I think even the most fucked up part is that guy was targeted because part of his TikTok shtick was going around detailing what ICE was doing.
Yep.
So because he was, basically reporting on what they were doing, he became a target by this fucking Gestapo. And so they just, felt like they could just try and unalive the guy.
Good. I hope that they're doing, my daughter's in New Orleans, and they're doing training with people who are volunteers. They're giving out whistles and what to do and how to track them and to report where they are. And it's
wild.
Our own little Gestapo.
A Yahtzee. You need a Yahtzee whistle nowadays if you're going to be in America.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Like, did you ever, Nadine, at any point in your life think that we'd ever see this in this country, or did you kind of?
I really believe that once you had masked men, marauders going door to door, that the American people, Republican or Democrat, doesn't matter, conservative or far-leaning left, would stand up and say, "You can't fucking do that. I'm not going to let you take my neighbor. I don't give a shit who they are. You can't take." I would rather have 1,000 undocumented Mexicans living in my neighborhood than some of these super duper conservative Christians that I've met, because there is no hate like Christian love.
That's what I screamed to those people out there protesting that LGBTQ church. There's no hate like Christian love.
Well, I saw those. Yeah, I watched those videos. Did you see the NYPD cop who told the ICE, he was yelling at the ICE that you have no jurisdiction here. I will arrest you.
Wow. No, I didn't see that. Hold on. Let me see.
It was a TikTok of an NYPD officer, and they were trying to get this guy away from them. And he said, "You have no jurisdiction here. I will arrest you."
Damn. No, I haven't seen that. Let me see if I can't find it. ICE agents fed up with. Now, is this an older clip?
What are you harassing me for? What is wrong with you? You sick? Go get a real job. Get off me.
He said, "Go get a real job." These people are getting paid good money too.
They're getting big bonuses.
Yeah.
Paying off their student loans, so it's okay to pay off some student loans, but not all of them.
Let's see here. I haven't seen this. I don't.
I want y'all to know that. Get off me. Move back. You're really harassing me. Go home. Go home. You better get arrested. Go home. Stand right here. I got work to do.
When cops turn on cops, bad boys, what you gonna do? Jesus. No, I'll have to find that that video, but
well,
that's
I can't, if I go try to look for it, it'll kick me out. So
yeah. APAC, what's up, man? You wanted to come back up over that video?
Not over the video. I'm not sure if we ever got to the prompt, and I had to do a pickup. So
that's funny. Yeah, we can get back to that. Because we talked about it for like all of like 7 minutes, and then it derailed.
It derailed. All right.
Yeah.
I missed that the 7 minutes then. Yeah. So I guess I'm not really up to date with what's been going on with the I guess the Epstein files. My latest understanding is that I guess that and Marjorie Taylor Greene said that Trump confided in her about I guess his friends being on the list or something, and that he's doing it to protect his friends. But I don't know if we really know anything more.
I've read that that's what she said, but yeah. I don't actually believe that Donald Trump would say that to her.
You don't think so? Okay.
No. I think she's lying. No, Donald Trump's friends are in that fucking list. I have no doubt.
Donald Trump is on that list.
Yeah, right. But I don't think he said that to Marjorie Taylor Greene. That just doesn't, he's an idiot, but he's not that stupid.
Okay.
Because I don't think he would trust her as far as he could throw her anyway. So, that might be something he'd confide in like a family member, but I just don't see him saying.
He might tell Rudy Giuliani that, but he's not going to tell Marjorie Taylor Greene.
No. I don't. Or she's mischaracterizing what he said.
You know who's gotten lost in all of the files is poor Lauren Boebert. She's gotten lost in all the crazy.
I haven't heard
her name anymore.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Poor thing. She's lost all her. I always say, there was Sarah Palin, and then we lost Sarah Palin, and then we got Lauren Boebert.
Well, now we got Pam Bondi.
That's true, Pam Bondi. But I'm sorry, but what's her name? Ice Barbie is my favorite. The way she walks around with her little pencil legs, like she's in charge of something, like she's some kind of a SWAT officer. Like, what the hell are you even doing? Stop it. You just look like a fool. With her sunglasses.
That reminds me actually of a video. Hold on. I think this is it. Yes. Oh my God. I laughed so hard when I saw this. Kind of totally irrelevant, but it's funny. Maybe you guys have seen it too. Let me pull it up here. This is fucking awesome. They're chasing this jogger, right? These ICE agents are like chasing this jogger, but Meal Team 6, they just don't have it in them, right? Get him. You're like, oh, I'm already too tired. Look at this. Look at this guy. He doesn't even know they're coming after him.
Go.
He said go. He's telling the other guy, and that other guy's like, man, fuck you. I think he gives up here in just a second. Fucking great. Let's watch that again in slow motion. Here we go. Watch this. And I wonder, let me see if I can slow this shit down. Hold on. Let's see. Frame by frame. Oh, damn it. He said, I think I can. Here we go. This was the moment right here. He's about to Superman jump. Look at this guy. He's got both his arms back. He's like, let's do this shit, y'all. It's like, here we go. Oh.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. It kind of looked like he dropped because he's like, no, I'm not going to catch up. Let me just pretend like I tripped over something.
Let me pretend like I hurt myself. That little rock. I tripped on that little rock.
Yeah, because look how slow he's running. They're barely catching up to this dude that's now walking. Because if you notice, this jogger is walking. Oh, wait, where was it at? Let's see. Oh, no, he's barely jogging. And they're hardly keeping up with him. He said, go. That other guy's like, fuck you, man. You get up. Sorry, I just
I would have taken the weights off, like the bag and the so.
Yeah, Ray
That's
Day
like
said
when
he
you saw
faked
those
it.
guys chasing the guy on the bike. He was the food delivery guy.
This is fucking
My
status
favorite is the people that are just walking around with their phones taking pictures of their masked faces. And I saw an interview from, I guess it was Los Angeles. One of the news people said, "Why are you doing that?" She said, "Because we have AI." She said, "And I've tried it on a lot of different AI things, covered my face." She said, "And they got disturbingly accurate of what does my face look like without this mask." She said, "So I'm just taking all their pictures and I'm going to upload them and say, what does this face look like without the mask? And I'm going to print them all out." And I was like, what a good idea.
If you know this man, I mean, because at some point, you know, all of this is going to be over and these people are going to end up in prison.
Yes. If the Democrats have the balls to do it.
Well, you know, they'll probably hold Epstein over their heads too.
Yeah, that's
because you know, there some of our own are engaging in that shit too. But you know what? Who isn't in the list? Your average everyday person.
Yeah,
is not on that list. It's all rich people.
Yeah,
all of them. Wealthy, powerful people.
Yep, wealthy, powerful people buy people. Well, and that's. In a nutshell, that's what happens. They buy people. And if they can't buy people, they'll buy towns and cities and states and countries so they can get what they need and they want.
Well, the irony of this whole entire thing is that I don't think this would have blown up to be such a humongous issue if they didn't promise to release the files in the first place.
Right. But they, you know, the whole QAnon crowd, ping pong pizza crowd, they were latching onto it thinking that they were, you know, they were going to uncover the truth of everything, and then turns out that it's like, no, the people you just, you know, drink the Kool-Aid for, they're the worst perpetrators of this shit. Now, to what you just said, Nadine, your country, religion, whatever you said, city, country.
Yeah.
Watch this clip. I played this, I think, yesterday. The AI tech bros, this is the mentality that they have. This guy's name's Brian Johnson. He also made all his money with these payment processing back in the 90s, early 2000s. Is where he made. So listen to this fucking guy and notice he kind of looks like Zuckerberg, that plastic robot face. You know, it's weird.
We are on the cusp of what is potentially the most exciting existence in the galaxy. I'm wanting to trade off what I think is primitive joy now of, you know, the debauchery of doing things versus what could be this existence. Like, for example, okay, level 1 of ambition, start a company. Level 2, start a country. Level 3, start a religion. Level 4, don't die. Level 5, become God. No time in history has someone been able to express an aspiration to become God. You now can. And it's not crazy, right? So yeah, I'd rather go down that path than I would do the debauchery of some momentary pleasure and miss out on this amazing future.
These people have a weird outlook on life, and I think they share this.
Yes, they do.
I mean, because just look at the face, like, you know, Zuckerberg looks like that too. That android look to them, that plastic, you know, because this guy
maybe they are.
Yeah, well, this guy had gotten his child to do this plasma donation, some kind of weird transfusion or whatever, to try and elongate their life. So I don't know if like they're just afraid to die, or if they just want to live forever so that they can just control everybody and become gods, like he said. What the fuck is this? Is that weird?
I don't want to live forever. Do you?
Fuck no.
God, no.
No.
Fuck no.
Well, not in this world, but.
I mean, what's they like blaspheming or something, right? Apex, like from a religious standpoint, what do you think of that? That's weird, right?
Yeah. So again, I mean, it's not lost that we have some difference in opinion here, but yeah, I mean, just wanting to be like God is something that is kind of warned about. But one of the passages, I forgot like which, is that man will desire to be God, and there's notions that they would actually reach the point where they can live physically on Earth forever if they choose. That would be the choice. And some people, and a lot of scholars go back and forth on this with exegesis, but they say that maybe like the sign of the beast you've kind of like heard is like, okay, you're gonna have a stamp or an imprint. But some people argue that AI can be like part of it, and like nanobots can be injected into like one's bloodstream to help regenerate your tissues. Now, again, that exactly isn't in the Bible, of course, but just the illusion of it. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's a scary world, but I always feel like these guys have like these glazed look to them, which I find interesting.
Mhm.
So, but
it's the product of them trying to live like forever, I guess, and to maintain their youth. I fucking age with grace. I don't know what, like, is that mental instability? What do you guys think causes that mentality?
I've known people that have done that, who have had so much cosmetic surgery. I think part of it is an addiction, and I think part of it is a mental illness that you just don't want. You're so afraid of aging or expiring, and you're trying to keep your youth. It reminds me, my mother was like this, but it reminds me of those people who dress in their teenage era and sit by the window and long for the days gone by. Like Copacabana.
Yep.
So I guess the difference is that they actually have the resources to try and live forever, whereas everybody else just kind of sits and, just thinks about the good old days.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the guy said in the chat, Michael, that if you have everything, look at Elon Musk. The man is a crazy person. He wants to go to Mars. And not just because it's there, like I'm going to climb Mount Everest because it's there, because he wants to like establish a colony. Like, you won't be there, man. Do you know that? Do you know you're not going to be living on Mars? Even if we were able to go to Mars and establish a colony, you're too old, Elon. You have to be looking at 5-year-old children who will be living on Mars. Maybe.
And it's even more weird than that. This is a true title. Elon Musk's wild plan to father legion of kids by hitting women up on X revealed. He is going to women on X, and then like getting them to have his babies.
Yeah.
Through IVF. He doesn't even have sex with them, as far as I know. And then basically just pays them off to shut up. And so like he even talks about his legion. He's the one that called it that. So he's like building this weird fucking army. It's like, remember that guy, that fertility doctor who was using his own fucking sperm.
Yeah.
Like to grow, the more children you have, the closer to God, or whatever the fuck it was. It's weird. Some people are just weird.
It's that, that God mentality, but also I think Elon Musk played, he's a big time Diablo 3 player, or Diablo player in general. I think he was up in the rankings too. So
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
He was paying somebody to do it.
He was paying someone to do it. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Hey, let me pull this up. Okay. I say that. This is what I read somewhere. Let me just double check and make sure.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Elon Musk.
Would you be surprised?
It's a video game. It's a like a MMORPG, so it's like a role playing game.
But what is the gist of it?
So you basically go around and you can like min-max, for example. Like you can have a certain strategy where you use certain like fire and water, just to use this shitty example, as a way to like combat certain things, and you level up as you play, and you get new items, these random items with random stats associated with them. So as you play, you can, okay, I like this weapon because it has fire stat on it, and this other weapon has water stat, and when I combine these, they do synergy to make it even more powerful. So you just keep playing to become better and more powerful, right?
Yeah,
And there are
to your
leaderboards.
basically.
Yeah. And it's kind of repetitive. You really just do the same shit over and over again, trying to get better weapons, better gear, better, helmets.
So it's not like my daughter plays Skyrim. So it's not like Skyrim where you're a fairy and you're solving the problems and you're running over the mountainside and killing dragons and talking to elephants.
It's only similar in that in Skyrim you also want good gear.
Yes.
But it's not like that's not really the point. Whereas in Diablo and like a Path of Exile, for example, that's kind of the point. Is that randomized gear with randomized stats.
That tracks to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you do engage in some of that in Skyrim, but there's a lot more to it than just that. But here we go. Yeah. Elon Musk admits to paying people to play video games for him. So everything about this man is fake.
I wanted to add something. And so Meta AI, I think they recently acquired Manus. I'm sorry, not Meta AI. Facebook or Meta recently acquired Manus or Manus AI. And that's a Chinese-founded AI, which is Angenic. And what's different than ChatGPT is Manus. I kind of like Manus better because it serves as like an AI agent kind of model, and it could build. It can, like, you could say, hey, can you build me this website, etc. And it'll build it from scratch. So with very little prompting. So it's crazy.
Okay, yeah. Manus went viral early this year on X after it released what it claimed was the first general AI agent capable of making decisions and executing tasks autonomously with much less prompting required than AI chatbots like ChatGPT.
Yep. So that's significant.
So it's more of a getting closer to sentience.
It's very significant because if you think of Meta's space, like right now, financial services, we don't use any of Meta's products because that's more for like social networking, more for like community. But now you have an agent that will store and house all that information about individuals. So they could become a marketing like super or powerhouse, I would imagine, because you can have agents now that can scrape all of your information. Well, they don't have to scrape it. They already have all your Facebook information. All those ads you see, they can act on those ads. They can predict your next clicks based off of your search experience in Meta. So there's stuff, all this is being done in the background, and that's why big tech is more dangerous than government. Now, I'm conservative, and I know there's people don't like conservative, but I find it to be very problematic because to me, big tech has become what big government was supposed to be. Right? The problem that conservatives have with big government is like, hey, we don't have the safeguards in place, or they're deteriorating. But now you have big tech that has very limited safeguards. So government is not really doing anything about it. Government is actually using big tech, in my opinion, as an arm to operate and circumvent the rules. And that's what's scary about it. So,
well, I'm about to do something. It says, "Tell Manus what to create." What should we do here? Oh gosh, dang it! Give me the fucking free version, you piece of garbage. $34 a month.
No, there's a free version. There is a free version because I actually used it yesterday.
It says 7-day free, and then $34 a month billed yearly. Okay, here we go. I just exited out of that. Let's see what do we want it to do. Let's come up with something to test it. So to test the range of what it can do, what do you think?
Yesterday, I did a prompt that was build me a Bible study website. I know you can follow something similar. Maybe not Bible study, but maybe like a TikTok community or TT. Or, I don't know.
Let's see. So somebody said 2026 bingo card related to the Trump administration and billionaires. Let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Understood. I will create a 2026 bingo card related to the Trump administration and billionaires and then build an interactive static web page that allows you to explore the content more intuitively, understand trends better, and easily save or share. Okay. Wow. Currently, it's researching Trump administration and billionaire news to inform bingo card content. Let's see here.
It's going to probably take about 5 to 7 minutes. Just
what a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, man. Fuck you. Let's see. This is what it looks like. It's thinking. Okay, let's see. Actually, I should have done a make it write a program that will automatically mute people on TikTok. Because, oh my God, TikTok needs a mute permanently button. Because I got 8 people up here, and if 6 of them are all talking and I'm muting and they unmute and keep talking, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like an override. Like if I mute you, then you stay muted.
Right. Yep. So I wonder if I can actually like create a program that will just like screen scrape the TikTok live studio and just fucking hit the buttons for me. Hit the mute button for me. I bet I could do that. And then I could sell it and become a millionaire.
And then you could live forever and be a god.
That's true.
I could see Tim sitting next to Elon Musk.
I want to
My
live
face is
forever
all
with him,
plastic. I just got a new kidney.
What happened to Tim? So,
anybody have any plans tonight, or just?
I plan to watch some stupid television and let the other people be crazy.
There you go.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
Who?
I got a guy in my yard. Oh, I think he's marking. He's like spraying something on my grass.
Oh, he's marking lines.
He's got looks like a metal detector.
Oh yeah, they're
marking lines.
Electric lines, gas lines.
Should I go out there and yell at him?
Where do you live? What state?
In Mississippi.
Oh, I don't know if you can. You can only yell. I don't know if they have a stand your ground if they come on your property law. Do they?
Oh, they do. Yeah, you don't even have to have a permit to have a concealed weapon. Okay, yeah, that's what he's doing. It's got like, but what the fuck?
Tim, just go outside and raise your fist in the air and yell America.
Wait, they drew a whole fucking square around my tree. Like literally my fucking driveway and my half of my front yard has got a big ass square around it.
I'm gonna lose your tree.
You see, this is where crop circles come from.
The tree close to wires?
No. Oh, hold on. What the fuck?
Go ask him why he wants your tree.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Babe, you want to run this panel? No? Okay. It's still working, by the way. What the fuck? That is so weird. So, well, that's what I'm looking at. So they did one in the front yard too?
I don't know about front. They did that like 2 days ago.
The square?
Yes. It was in the yard 2 days ago.
Well, what the fuck?
You should invite him to join your TikTok live.
Well, this is on the side of the house, though. He's got it painted over the damn driveway.
Yeah, that's mine's running.
The internet?
Probably, yeah.
Well,
Do you
either
have
way.
like an alley behind your house that has a channel for all the wires and?
Yes, the box, the cable box is like where, you know, the hub for AT&T is like in my yard.
Yeah.
And that's near there, but you know, nobody fucking reached out to me about it. Like, hey, we're gonna come and dig a fucking massive hole in your yard, take out your driveway.
I'm gonna drop down. Tim, sorry about yesterday. I didn't mean to yell like that.
What happened yesterday?
I was on that ice thing.
Oh, did I?
Oh, I remember you were tracking them.
Yeah, kind of tracking.
Oh, that's right.
And I yelled in the phone by accident, and I got excited.
No, you were like, we're all in this together. I'm like, yes, we are. Let's do this.
I didn't even hear that I was talking to somebody else.
Okay, so let's.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna drop down here.
All right. Well, thank you, Mama Jay.
Take care.
Appreciate it. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Okay,
Yeah,
present.
Tim, I got to drop too because I have an appointment at 1:00, so I got to get ready to get out of this house. Pretty soon I have to go back to work, and I'm so sad.
Let me see. Well, when is the break over?
I have to go to work Monday.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, so here's what it created, real quick, if you want to see before you
Let me
go.
see it. Yeah.
2026 bingo card. This is a website. How to play. Click on any space that when that event happens in 2026. Get 5 in a row, horizontal, vertical, or diagonal to win. The center square is a free space. So Trump announces a new line of NFTs from the White House. Elon Musk is put in charge of a new Mars colonization task force. Free space. Billionaire cabinet member is caught in a major insider trading scandal. Trump attempts to trademark a new patriotic slogan. A new government agency, Department of Corporate Synergy, is formed. The White House ballroom is completed and hosts a lavish gala for billionaire donors. Wow. The billionaire cabinet, 12 billionaires in power, excluding Elon Musk, billionaires and their spouses gave over $52 million to Trump and the RNC in 2024 campaign alone. The biggest political breakup. Wow. A satirical look at the intersection of wealth and power in 2026. Holy shit.
Wow.
That's fucking insane. Okay, ChatGPT can eat a dick. Manus. Wow. I'm glad you brought that up. I hadn't even heard of that before. He's teacupped. Anyway, well, Nadine, I appreciate you being up here. I'll probably just jump off as well because I'm going to go out there and see what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But I'll be back.
If you're on later, I'll see, and otherwise I'll see you tomorrow. I love being on. I just have a real job.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and I'll be back tomorrow, so you're welcome to come back then too. We can yell at some more Zionists together.
Yes, because that's what I love to do.
That's what we do.
Yeah, I have to call and see. I'm going to try to talk to this new superintendent of public education. I want an appointment, and I also want to meet with the president of the Oklahoma Chamber of Commerce because they have a lot of ideas about my job, and I would like to know if they've spoken to a single fucking teacher.
I'm sure they haven't. They're like, we don't need to because we're the Chamber of Commerce. It's crazy how much power and control the chambers of commerce have in towns.
It really is. But this is the state.
Yeah.
And they are exerting pressure on the legislature to change schools so that they can say, please come to Oklahoma. Look, we are changing our schools and making them better for business. Better for business. Not
schools
better
for business. Right. So weird.
We're 50th. We're at the bottom of the barrel. We have to teach these kids to tie their fucking shoes. Maybe if parents would parent their children and teach them to tie their shoes. I mean, I tied kids' shoes in middle school because they don't know how to tie their shoes.
Well, they're too busy hating trans people and gay people.
And being
to worry
on
about. Yeah, to worry about things like that, and hunting.
Yes.
and hunting. It's bag me a deer.
And going to church.
It was a straight deer. See?
Of course it was a straight deer.
Fucking crazy times, guys. Well, I may actually go live a little later on for New Year's. Maybe I'll have maybe we'll all get shit faced and call Donald Trump names.
Let's do that. Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure, my
Maybe.
phone is charged up.
We'll see. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate all the support, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at least, maybe even tonight. Y'all, peace. See ya.